So yeah,
Oh,
why
it's
don't you
green.
tell people, yeah, tell people about yourself, like, while I
Who
just
am
try
I?
to, yeah, like what do you do, all this stuff, introduce yourself. This is Drewski, you guys.
Hi guys, I'm Drewsky. I'm a friend of Jin and Soda for quite some time now. It feels like it's been a cool minute.
Yeah, it
But
has.
yeah, and it's interesting that I don't know. I okay, that's a different tangent. But
Well, you could,
yeah.
whatever. This is after hours, whatever. Anything goes,
So
really.
I'm purely a variety streamer. I used to stream a lot of like FPS and like battle royale type games, but then I kind of grew out of that. Like I started to make like actually like legit content or like content that's related with like basically conversations like this, like more like valuable like concrete content that people will actually like check out and like value. So, yeah, I still do stream games like on stream, but my primary focus right now is like kind of like helping out people and especially when they have technical difficulties. So like maybe I was like the perfect person to like help out
Yeah.
Jin, but yeah, like I don't know. I'm still obviously finding myself as a content creator. But again, like I just love streaming because of the interactivity, especially with like the community. That's like number one in my opinion of like make why streaming is fun. But yeah, at the end of the day, yeah, I'm more leaning towards being a content creator than a gamer at the moment. So that's kind of like the spiel of me. And I am a web developer, by the way. So I'm a coder.
Nice. Jin's back. Yeah, I know. It took just 7 years, but it's okay.
It's all good.
How is the music? Can you guys hear the music? I mean, I want it to be chill in the background. I don't know. I do feel like it's encoding overload. I don't know why all of a sudden it's like doing all that. Yes, you can hear it. Okay, awesome. Just too pretty
For
for
me, it's
Twitch to
pretty. It's
handle.
like smooth on the most part. It's not as
Yeah.
bad as before.
Okay, yay.
Yeah.
So,
As long as chat's happy with it, if they'll, I'm sure they'll like tell you if it
is
doesn't
Skype
look good or
open?
not.
I don't think so. Let me control alt delete it. That's what
No,
I told
yeah.
Drewski because I was like, the only thing I did different was download Skype.
I would say quit as many programs as you can that's running in the background. Like if you go to the arrow, the hidden arrow, it'll tell you which programs are running in the background for you. Like near the clock, that little caret. You could like quit those programs as well.
I don't think Skype is running. I closed it all out.
Did you hear about Discord possibly getting bought out by Microsoft? Like Microsoft might own
Wait,
Discord soon.
really?
Yeah, which is a yikes.
Interesting. Why is that yikes? What is it? Give me hip to.
Because Microsoft makes everything bad. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh my gosh.
Like in Skype, yikes. So we'll see. I don't know. No, I'm trying to be positive about it. Yeah, make sure to just close most programs if your computer is not like strong enough. You want
Yeah,
to close as many
I
programs as
closed.
possible.
Yeah, I closed it. I feel like I closed it. Why? Is there still something wrong with the? It looks better. Okay, well, if it looks better, I don't know. I guess we'll just go with it. I
Yeah,
closed it out, and like Steam automatically starts. Also, I closed that out. Like I closed all the windows that I'm not using. So,
yeah.
okay,
You did your best. I think you already closed out most of the programs. So far, it's
yeah.
not bad though. I'm watching right now. It's not as bad as before.
Okay, awesome. Apple in the streets, Microsoft in the sheets. Oh my gosh, Grant. Okay, so
It sounds just like you. Okay.
yeah, my community is very degenerate. So when we first started talking, well, the reason why I guess this conversation like got initiated was because you were interested in rhetoric, right? Or you were
Mhm.
like, so what?
Yeah.
I feel like just to get a better understanding of where we're at and how I'm going to keep going with this conversation. Like, so what are your thoughts on rhetoric? What do you know about rhetoric? Like, just like not even trying to like troll you or like call you out or anything, because like I know rhetoric is not, people don't fucking use the word rhetoric a lot, they use
Mhm.
rhetorical questions, but that
Yeah.
means like a question. So anyways, yeah, okay, so go ahead.
My understanding of what rhetoric means is like the way that you basically talk to people and like the way that you market yourself to people, or as in like you're presenting yourself to people. I think that's what it's about. I obviously, you know, when I came into like your previous conversation with Glitched, and you guys were talking about it, I was a little bit confused on what it actually means, or like how it should actually be professionally presented, because I had no idea. I didn't know it was an actual thing, but I'm sure it's related with marketing for sure.
So okay, rhetoric, like what rhetoric? Yeah, rhetoric. Like Grant said, Jin is Socrates. It when you date it back that long, that's how long, like, you know, Socrates, Aristotle, that's how long the study of rhetoric has been going on. However, I feel like there is a different way to understand it. So I don't want to give the original definition of it yet, because I don't want it to skew, you know, your understanding of it. But from what I know, like contemporarily, rhetoric is like oral and written speech in the most compelling way, you know, the most effective, the most compelling way to get your audience, whether it be your viewers, you know, the receiver of a letter that you're writing, email, whatever, the audience, to get the message the way that you want. Drewsky! Yeah, yeet.
Sorry, multitasking right now.
I so appreciate you. Thank you.
No problem.
But yeah, it's just yeah, so it's like speaking or writing in the most compelling way, and getting your message across, and having your audience receive the message the way that you want them to receive it. Because I want to say this to you, but I know you're not going to understand it like that, so I'm going to have to say what I want to say in this way so you understand it the way that I want you to understand it. Does that make sense? So it's like a lot of empathy that's when it comes to play, where rhetoric, it's not just, oh, I meant this, I said this, so it makes the most sense for me to say it in this way. I have to know my audience. Like when I'm speaking to you right now, like I want you to understand it in this way and feel a little misty-eyed when I tell you this, so I'm going to say it in this way because that's how you will receive it. So there's like, I guess, two tiers to that. Does that make sense? And if I'm confusing at all, like, please ask, you know.
So is it kind of like based on like your impression of them and like knowing how to talk with them?
Yes, you have to know your audience. So I was talking to Fred Dog actually the other day, and in my rhetoric class at university, it was like halfway through the semester, and so I raised my hand and I was like, so rhetoric is pretty much just a game of Cards Against Humanities, right? And the teacher was like, yeah, because like the question, like whoever's turn it is to put the card down, like the technical correct answer of the card, that's not the card you put down. You put down the card that will resonate the most with whoever person's turn that is, right? It doesn't even have to make sense. So, and you're familiar with Cards Against Humanities, right?
I've played it like maybe once.
Like Apples to Apples. There's a Jackbox game with it. But anyways, it's like, that's essentially what rhetoric is in a nutshell. Like, to give an example, you know.
Okay.
But if you don't know that game, that might not be the best example. But what's up?
So like, okay, so my question for you is, for, I guess, rhetoric is, okay, what if you, of course, like, you're not always going to be like correct and know exactly, you know, your audience, especially when you're like talking with them. But I don't know how you kind of define that, as in, I know rhetoric, it's it's based on the individual, right? But what if you're talking to like a group of people?
Right, exactly. Right? So now I'm going to tie it back into like branding and marketing, because we're talking about, you know, branding and marketing rhetoric, right? So, and just to go a quick overview for the audience in case they don't really understand, your brand essentially, technically, like in a nutshell, it's your reputation and your overall presence. That is your brand. So you can't go to someone and say, hi, my name is JinAndSoda. I'm very polite. I have great vibes. You know, I'm an alcoholic, but professionally, so it's okay. Like, don't feel weird if I'm gonna drive after this. And thank you, yeah. And then have them like internalize that understanding of your person, right? The way to do that is marketing. So marketing, you cannot control the way that people understand your brand, but you can influence it with marketing. That's the difference between branding and marketing. So marketing, I was watching a Christo video. I reference him a lot, actually. I feel like if you watched him, Drewsky, you would really like him.
Okay.
In one of the videos, he says that marketing is the art of managing perceptions, which is, if you go back to the whole, it's your reputation, it's like, it's how you manage your reputation. It's how you manage how people understand you. And Borgie, thank you so much, Borgie. Welcome. But yeah, so now I used to be I used to be a marketing consultant for a little bit, and I just recently got into, it's something new that I just started, and I didn't realize that there was like a need for it, there was a market for it, but I think this is what I'm going to do. But I'm a rhetoric consultant now, and what I do with all of my clients. Oh my gosh, Fred Dog!
He froze your stream a little bit.
Did it? It broke the stream? Oh my god.
A little bit.
It froze me too. Oh my gosh, yeah, true, Borg. Yo, Fred Dog, thank you so much. I so appreciate you.
That's awesome.
Oh my god, yo. Yeah, let's can we
get a shout out?
Yeah, shout out, please, Remy, because he actually just got back into streaming again.
That's awesome.
Man, okay, armpits are getting sweaty. Mom spaghetti. Let me take a sip of my wine.
Thank you so much, Fred Dog.
Yeah, I appreciate you. So this is like to start every session or like whatever with all my clients. This is the kind of exercise I give to them to get them to, I guess, re-understand the way rhetoric works or whatever. Because okay, before I give a spoiler away to my own punchline. So who is it? Ernest Hemingway said that any great author can write a story using 6 words or less. All right. So, and this is the story that he used. I'm going to tell you the story, and I want to, I guess I want to hear what your interpretation of the story is, or what it speaks, how the story speaks to you. Goodness. Whew. See, rhetoric is hard, yo. Rhetoric is fucking hard. Okay, so this is the story.
Because you have to think about a lot of things. That's
Fuck
why.
yeah, yo. It's
tough,
like not easy, Oh, yeah. How are you? So, okay, this is what Hemingway said. Baby shoes for sale, never worn. That's the story. What do you get from that story? What do you understand? What does it tell you? Baby shoes for sale, never worn.
Never worn? In my opinion, it's like completely new, as in like no one's touched it before.
Yeah,
that's my.
So okay, think about this. Like you're at a yard sale and you see baby shoes for sale, and there's a price and it says never worn. Like what impression do you get? Like what else does it tell you? Like the story that it tells you.
The story that tells me it's kind of weird that it's.
Grant.
For me, it's kind of weird that it's not worn, because usually when people like buy children's clothing or have children's clothing, usually they would use it. They would never like sell it immediately like that. So
yeah, so it's like
it's kind of a red flag type of thing.
So it's left ambiguous on purpose. Well, on purpose to like kind of use as an example, but like different interpretations have been, maybe the couple got married and they got divorced, or they tried to conceive and then they found out that they couldn't, or maybe she had an abortion and that's why, or a miscarriage, I'm sorry. So it's like there's so many layers to this, and it was just 6 words, right? But all of these things could be right. We don't know. That's why it's left ambiguous. But that is essentially like, okay. This was the punchline. Another thing that Chris Do said in one of his videos is like marketing is the art of storytelling, and it's because facts tell, stories sell, right? So if you're trying to sell something and you're just like, and okay, this is another good example. The iPod, when the iPod first came out, there was already a market for MP3 players,
Mm-hmm.
but their their marketing rhetoric was so good where it wasn't like, this many gigabytes, it's sleek, it's
Yeah.
convenient, da 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 da. What they said was 1,000 songs in your pocket, like boom, that's so good. It's not
Yeah.
because like the story
I
that
bought
it
one
tells
immediately.
you, the story
Yeah.
right, the story that it tells you is that like it's innovative, it's convenient, you can fit 1,000 songs on there, and it's all at the touch. It's like in one little device, and you can put it in your pocket. They don't list things like, yeah, this is the gigabytes that it has, and this is what we're selling. It's an MP3 player. This is the latest model. Da 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 da. Like people, that's not going to sell anything. That's the
Yeah.
story. The story encompasses all of that already. Apple's slogan is "Think Different." Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Nice, nice. Yeah.
But the slogan that you brought up was specifically for the iPod.
Yeah. It was
I
marketing.
remember that identical,
Right,
yeah.
right. Oh, it's so good.
I think. Well, I don't know. So does that mean that like simple is better in a sense? Because both of those things that you just mentioned were like pretty much short phrases. They weren't
Yeah.
really
So
long.
yes. Well, keep it simple, stupid, right? The kiss thing. Yes,
Yeah.
but it has to be done. It has to be done. It has to be done well because,
Mm.
like, I'm like watching Hulu, and this is a commercial that I see, and it's actually Bud Light, which is because I was telling you how the like bigger brands, like I see like their marketing rhetoric. I'm just like, what are you doing? They're starting a line
Uh,
of spiked seltzer, and I think they have like chili pineapple or chili mango, pineapple mint or whatever, all these like really juicy flavors. And then the slogan for that is flavors as real as they taste. Like, what the fuck does it even mean? I know they're trying to say like these flavors are really legit and like they really capture like chili mango or whatever, but it's fucking sparkling water. Sparkling water is essence with it's like what the fuck? So you're saying your flavors are as dull and as light and as fake as they taste? Like it didn't make sense at the end of the day. It was really cute what they were trying to do. It was cute. Did they execute? I don't think so. I was just like, what the fuck was that? That was so dumb. But that's just me like that's my dissecting, analyzing the marketing brain, like being an asshole because it was cute. Like we all get it, right? But it was not as good as 1,000 songs in your pocket. I don't even know what Zune was.
Oh, you don't remember Zune?
No.
Zune was like Microsoft's like failure of a MP3 player.
Oh, really?
Basically. Yeah, it was their version of the iPod, pretty much.
Yeah,
and it came out after, I believe, too. But
seriously,
again, probably their marketing wasn't obviously as good. Apple at the time was like class at marketing. Like they were like king or queen, whatever you call it. They were like really good. Because again, like I think so far that I'm noticing is like, as long as you get your message across and it's kind of like it totally makes sense for anyone to consume it. That's when like people will gravitate towards that.
Professor Blue, how are you? Welcome to Happy Hour.
Welcome in, buddy. I see Hobo. Hi, Hobo.
Hobo.
I see you guys.
Hobo. Looking sanction agent. Thank you. I appreciate you.
Say hi to you guys.
So
you get some attention. I'm sorry.
So you were talking about how like how do you apply it to like when you're speaking to a broader range, a broader audience, right? So
yes.
So branding it's your story, and marketing it in a way where a variety of people will understand your story. I guess it all comes down to like, what is your story, your brand story? So I'm not even trying to toot my own horn, but it was a really, really long time ago. I think I was updating my LinkedIn because I had just recently applied for this job, and I was like, fuck, they're gonna look me up. So it wasn't set up, and there's like a little bio and about me, and it was like 5 a.m, and I was like, okay, let me just fucking do my LinkedIn really quick, and I'll go to sleep in like 20 minutes. And I was trying to think of like in a nutshell, what the fuck, about me. What is me in a nutshell? Like 3 hours later is when I come up with writer joining the international literary conversation while slinging drinks behind the bar. Because I wanted to become a writer eventually. I was still in school, but and it was a little bit longer. I refined it recently, but it's like it took me 3 hours to come up with that simple, punchline about me, because it shows that I'm a writer. I have really big visions for what the fuck I'm gonna do. I'm definitely gonna get published, so I'm joining the international literary conversation. But it's like I can't. I'm not doing this full time, so like if an author writes a book in 10 years, it might take me 15, because I am also slinging drinks behind the bar at the same time. So it encompasses all of that with that like one sentence, right? But it's not like it dissects and it will let you know. It's just it's left kind of ambiguous in a way where it's like, oh, she's a writer, but you know what I mean. So, and I'm not even trying to say that's the best story, because I have to update it again, since now I'm a content creator, a streamer on Twitch, all that stuff. I just haven't had the time, but definitely gonna have a drink in the process. Yes, gonna lurk. Oh my gosh, thanks for the lurk. I really appreciate you. So it's
Thanks,
like,
guys.
so I feel like my story, that is my brand. That's the story that I'm marketing. That reaches many more people than, my name is Jin. I bartend. I went to school for English. I'm going to write a book eventually. And I just started a YouTube channel, and I'm on Twitch. Come check me out. Like that's not as effective. So the compelling rhetoric in this is like the story that you have, but also the way that you tell it, because you have to like titillate people. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
So
I feel like a lot of people just put maybe just straight, like you said before, like straight facts, but they don't like actually provide like a story or maybe a little bit more uniqueness to it.
yes, uniqueness, exactly.
Yeah. Because again, like people just write, oh, this is my link, and that's it. They don't really
But it's not a bad thing either, right? Like it's just
not,
if you want to differentiate yourself against everyone else who's already doing that, the way to do that would be your rhetoric. It would be telling your story. And yeah.
So would you say rhetoric in a sense is kind of like your story technically? Or is it?
So branding, so your brand is your story. The way you market it is how you manage the perception of your story. And the way to do that compellingly would be to refine your rhetoric, if that makes sense. Yeah, so rhetoric is like, okay, so that Becky that fucking created, it's not what you said, it's how you said it. Like, she had a fucking point, okay? Like, I know, but it is. Third person, how are you? How you say it is the rhetoric. Yes, exactly. So that Becky that's all like, it's not what you said, it's how you said it. Like, because how you say things matters much more than what you say.
Yes.
In any context, with relationships, professional, romantic, friendships, even like communicating to your community on Discord, you know what I mean? Like, recently
people really look into it. Like people really do. Like,
yeah, and it's like it's subtly, So it's like I just recently put this role where they can get pinged on my Discord. I put this role up where if they want to get pinged, they can. But I couldn't just say, like, if you want to get pinged when I go live, react to this message. Then people are going to be like, what? Or I couldn't even be like, you need to react to this message if you want to know when I go live. Because it's like that. Because, like, okay, I'm getting ahead of myself. So, like, what I said was, I don't even know how I said it, but it took me, I think, like half an hour to kind of refine it. I was also like lurking and like on Twitch, but I was like, if you would like, I want to offer this to you guys to be like, oh, Jin is doing something for us, like not trying to say like it was clickbait or anything, but I wanted you guys to know, like, I know that not everyone uses Instagram or Twitter, and I post mostly there, and I want to try to offer you guys, I want to be able to be reachable easier to those who want to know when I do go live. So, but I have to let them know, it's like, it's not, they're obligated, or if you want to get pinged, react. Like, you know, the way that you phrase things, even when you're doing something as simple as that, I feel like would make or break whether or not they react or want to get pinged, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember
Exactly.
to give you some like context of like proving what you're saying is right, or sorry, which is true, is I've had messages per se to like my mods, for example, and one of my mods in the past has told me, you know, like you could have like phrased it a lot like nicer or like
Yeah.
easier for people to like understand, or have, you know, a little bit more compassion, or just being a little bit more thankful. And I'm like, wow, I didn't really think about that. And then when I looked back at it, when I reread it, I was like, yeah, it does make sense in a way, you know, like you do want to get your point across, but then you have to like know exactly, like you said, the audience on when to like ease it. Yeah.
So and I'm just like taking notes so I don't forget like points that I want to go over, because you're bringing over good ones. But exactly. So I remember in your stream, I was like just trying to give you like a quick overview of like, it feels a little exhaustive, but it helps. It feels a little exhaustive, but sometimes it's necessary so that there is no room for misinterpretation, you know, like, and I'll use your example. If you're just like wanting to give your mods a heads up, like I'm starting earlier today, for those of you who want to not be late, you don't want to be like, I'm starting at 11. If you don't want to be late, like, you know, make sure you're there at 11. Then it's like, damn, bro, like what the fuck, you know what I mean? But it's like, so if you, that's, so it's like, it is exhaustive because you're constantly applying onto it like this kind of empathetic, your empathy, not empathetic, like kind of empathy, where it's like, how are they going to see this message? So it's like, hey guys, just wanted to let you know that I'm starting at 11. I know that some of you guys don't like to be late, so I just wanted to give you a heads up, but obviously, like, you know, no pressure, love you guys so much. But like, and that was so much more longer, but it's like, that will make more of a difference, you know, like spending, I know people that send out emails in like 10 minutes, and I'll send the same email and it'll take me half an hour, but I think the impression,
more thoughtful.
It makes world of a difference, you know? So that mod one was like a good example of how to apply that whole, it can feel like it's exhaustive, and it really fucking is. It takes a lot of time. Even trying to have this conversation with you, it's like, even I get all like fucking tongue twisted. I caught up in my words, you know, like I don't, so yeah.
But my rebuttal for this is that I have done the full,
right,
you know, like I guess you could say the full, like
the whole 9 yards.
I basically did the full 9 yards with like some people, and then still, like, I guess it really depends on if they receive it well or not, or even if they care, because I've written so many messages to even just regularly to like my Discord, and then like sometimes I just feel like it doesn't get really recognized. So again, like maybe it's based on the time of day as well. I don't know, but
I mean, that's where it gets tricky. And I don't think that there is like one template for this at all. Like there can be like these are, I was gonna say thumb rules, because thumbnails. Could be certain like rules of thumb that you apply, and you know. But I think okay, so this is another good quote that I like, and what Christo said in one of his videos. Seba, how are you? But it's and it's really applicable. He's like you have to make a choice. Like, you don't necessarily have to make the right decision, but not making a choice is not okay. You have to make a choice and then give yourself room to switch lanes if you need to. So this is the same thing where it's like, you started to do that whole 9 yards thing. You feel like, because I have an issue with this also that I'm experiencing to this day, where like I'm way too fucking extra. Like, after I sent you all that shit on Discord, I'm like, oh my god, here you go again. Stop with the fucking essays. Like, I have friends that are like, Jin, what the fuck are you? I'm just like, I'm sorry, but you have to read the whole thing. So it's like, you know, sometimes I guess it just takes practice applying this, but also
I think it depends on what topic it is.
Exactly.
Sorry to cut you
that
off.
too.
But I think
No,
it depends.
that too. Everything is subjective, but also like if you're thinking of like marketing and branding, it's like knowing your audience and interacting with them, and feeling out like, you know, which posts or tweets get the most interaction or whatever. Like that's having a conversation with your market. And yeah, I think it's like you kind of have to feel, you have to get a feel for it. Thanks for the wine redemption, One Gun. How are you? Oh my gosh, there's 2 of them. Fuck yes. Wait, did I miss the first one? Whew. Personal chef. Oh yeah, I know, right? And I don't even want to use, okay, Fred Dog, good point. Like emotes, emojis. Like, ew, why did I say it like that? Emojis. Emojis.
Emojis.
Emojis help a lot, you know? Like, fuck, I don't even know why the fuck I said it like that.
I never heard anyone pronounce it that way.
I've never pronounced it that way either. Oh my god. But emotes, and they help a lot. Like, so I remember I raided you after a Little Nightmares raid, and so I know Bad G. I've known him for quite like a good amount of time. That's why he's one of my security guards. But I was just like, oh my god. I was like, you don't know who he is, right? So everything he was saying, and I was like, just take everything he says and pretend like there's a fucking emote at the end of it. God, I was like, good God, Bad G, you know what the fuck? Yeah. But I know him, so it's okay with me. And you actually, I know like a lot of streamers that didn't know him would probably be like, okay, thank you, like, you know, like no backseat gaming or whatever, because he's like joking when he's like run in a situation where you have to fucking run, you know. So you did handle it really, really fucking well.
Yeah, I just noticed that you can't really take a lot of things that people say, especially on the internet, like to heart. Especially when there's a lot of people that do want to help you out, like with like backseat gaming. I've experienced so many people that just like constantly, like, you know, tell you like step by step on what to do.
Oh yeah,
so
yeah.
I think again it really depends on how you approach people and how to like treat the trolls, and well, not trolls, but just people that are like overly expressive as well. Like I try my best. You have to definitely keep a level-headed when they're like wilding out and shit. So
Jacob,
I agree.
Oh, if you do ! Happy hour, Jacob, you will see who this is.
Uncle? Wow.
So mean, I know, right?
I could probably be your dad. Yikes.
Oh my gosh.
No, I think we're around the same age, right?
I am forever 21. Wink, wink.
Oh, that's true.
So
okay,
you know, we're the same age. If you are also forever 21.
Well, people always say I'm mid-20s, so I'm just gonna go with that.
Yeah, there you go, exactly. Drewsky is handsome boy. Yup.
Whoa.
Yup.
Oh, Remy. I see you, Remy. Sorry, new toy. Go ahead.
So another good thing to kind of go back to, you were like, you know, how do you apply your rhetoric when you're not talking to just one fucking person, like to an audience? This is another it's Scott Davis, right? But Chris Do, it's a Chris Do video. He was saying how, where the fuck is it? Oh, in really radical innovations, marketers created needs consumers did not yet know they had. And it's like that whole 1,000 songs in your pocket. It's like, oh shit, I do need that. But it's like, I phrase it in a way where it makes you realize that that's what that's the need that I'm meeting, right? Because like, I have a CD player, or I have this like really old MP3 player that maybe fits 500 songs, and then like it's like 1,000 songs in your pocket. It's like, oh my god, that is what I need. And it's the rhetoric of how they express it. So that like little slogan thing like does more than just, you know, it does more than just tell the story, which encompasses it's a really innovative MP3 player. It fits this many gigabytes, blah, 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 whatever. It was also like meeting a need that you didn't know you had, but now you know that you have it since I phrased it in that way, if that makes sense. Mountain Dew, how are you? Boy can fly. Yeah.
I love that name. Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember
Right?
how groundbreaking that was too. Just to talk about technology and how far
Mm-hmm.
it's come. And it's funny because like all that stuff is like on the phone now. It doesn't even like no one. I don't even think anyone has like an iPod anymore. But it's just cool. It's just I remember like owning it and then I kept upgrading to other like new models and it was just such a groundbreaking
Mm-hmm.
product.
Even I fucking had an iPod.
Yeah, especially when like CD players are so annoying.
So
That shows the age. Sorry, go ahead.
yeah, well I just thought about this. It's like knowing your audience, right? Or so we're gonna tie it back because everything comes full circle. I feel like this to knowing your audience. You also have to like differentiate. And I guess we'll use Apple as an example just because we're on it. Like you have to differentiate what you're selling and what the consumers want to buy, right? Like they don't want to buy a list of facts, whatever, blah blah blah. For this, they want to buy 1,000 songs in your pocket. And another good example is Chanel number 5. It's a perfume, it's a fragrance, right? That's what they're selling, but what consumers want is smelling and feeling attractive. And that's how they marketed it. So like differentiating or discerning, being able to discern your target audience will help in how you tell your story or whatever story you want for this item that you're going to market, or yourself, your personal brand. That's where it matters, where if you know your target audience, then you can kind of refine and implement the story that differentiates you from the competition using the rhetoric in a refined way, blah blah blah. But that all takes a lot of time.
Yeah.
Jin is Chanel number 5. Seba. This is my new science class. Oh yeah, this is totally a fucking science, yo. This is a science.
500 gigs. Oh my gosh. iPod photo. Oh my god, I remember that one.
Yeah, what? So yeah, does that make sense though? Like what I said?
Oh, it does. It does. I'm just let me think. Okay, so for example, well not for example, but so what if you don't know well, I know like you have your your audience and I know my audience, but like what if you don't have an audience? Like how is it just more of just within yourself in order to like
Right.
like,
Okay, so
how do you know that?
So from what I'm hearing is like, or from what I understand, it's kind of like if you want to start off and you don't have a community yet, right? Because my audience is my community, your audience is your community. How do you start that, right? Is that how do you like tell your story if you don't know who the fuck you're talking to? So that's where and we got into this with Bismo the last time when he was on. We're talking about off-stream work. That's where the research comes in. You have to like see what's out there and like, I guess like figuring out which market you want to fulfill with whatever value you're going to offer to that market, because there's going to be a need. And so using the Apple thing again, there were already MP3 players out there, and they were already like tech shit. Like they, I don't know the correct timeline, but they were already into the fucking technology. They had like computers, laptops, whatever. And they're like, yo, MP3 players is a market that is in need right now. Let's come in and fucking kill it. And then that's where the whole slogan, 1,000 songs in your pocket, came from. I'm not sure if that's really what happened, but that's just an example. Like, you have to go out and see if this is what you want to do. If you want to become a variety streamer, what is already out there in the market that exists, and then go from there. I don't remember who I was watching. I watch a lot of stuff on YouTube University, but they're like, YouTube is saturated with mediocre content. It is, because at the end of the day, it is, but it's like that's all we have. So if you go in to the market and like which area you want to grow in. You can see what is already out there, how they're using their own marketing, how Nin,
Sorry, they're
thank
saying
you
hi to
so
you a
much
lot.
for hosting. I appreciate you. How are you, Nin? Oh my gosh. Seba, I see you. Okay. Thanks for hosting, Seba. And yeah, Seba is one of our. So we have like a lot of, I call them Tetris baby gods because they're all like 12,
Really
13, 14, 15 years old, and they're like fucking,
my
they
gosh.
kill it. So Seba is another one of our like younger, like they're our little sibling. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I think
Yeah.
they're like 13 or something like that. So.
Okay,
Fancy
so
candle. Nice.
I guess to go off of that.
Yes, okay.
So to go off of that, you know, you do have a portion of your audience is younger, and
Yeah.
obviously you do drink on stream, so it's
Yep.
like kind of like a weird, you know, like how. Okay, so do you talk to them differently then?
Oh
with the
yeah.
whole rhetoric, or
Well, okay, so knowing your audience, right? Okay. So I know that they're younger, so the Twitch etiquette is they're younger overall. They're not going to, so their social conventions that they're hip to is going to be different. Sometimes they have to be taught, you know, like how to Twitch, or they're going to have to be taught how to like say hi, whatever. Not talking about you, Seba. I'm just saying Illuminati with the Illuminati. But yeah, so it's like, but see, like what I did right there is like some people might not know that Seba is that young. So I'm going to let them know, like, relax. I know what he's doing, but like they're also like 13 years old. So, and that's why a lot of them stick around, is because like, I don't just automatically cutthroat. I mean, and if you want that kind of community, you can, but it's also like how you, I guess, express that, because I feel like your community will follow if you lead by example. And also a really big important part with your branding and, you know, staying is genuineness. You know, if you're genuine to yourself. So it's like, I drink, I'm not gonna pretend like I don't simply because someone's young that's in here, you know, like I'm genuine. So, you know, one of my favorite memes actually, and I may have said it in your stream, I don't remember, but it was like a toddler waved to me today, or earlier a toddler waved to me and I didn't wave back. Welcome to life with all its disappointments and rejections, you little shit. You know?
Oh yeah.
It's like, it's
one.
like, it is what it is. You know, I'm going to be this is who I am. I'm a fucking bartender. I drink all the fucking time. This is what I do.
Yeah.
And I think if you're genuine to yourself and your brand, it will be easier to be able to tell that story, because, I mean, it's genuine. If you're not genuine to your brand, you can still do that if you use the correct rhetoric. However, you're going to have to not just, see how the audience understands it, but also how would a person in my position that I'm trying to pretend also articulate it? And then how would they say this? And it would fucking take way too long, you know?
Yeah.
Yes, Seba. Oh my gosh, relax. Boo-boo. Goodness. If that answers your question, then
Oh, it does.
yeah.
Another thing that I wanted to ask.
Shiny, how are you? Yes, go ahead.
Oh, hi, Shiny.
I'm listening.
Okay, so I'm not gonna get into like details, but I have experienced things where I have like offended people, as in okay, so I'm gonna be straight up, I'm very like honest person, so I'm like brutally honest. So I do say a lot of things where like it's straight up off my mind and I don't like have a filter. And it will probably like offend people that are like are more on like the sensitive side.
Right.
So I'm starting to understand now that like, yes, you should like, you know, talk to them in a certain way, but then like, but isn't that kind of like
being disingenuous to yourself?
Yeah, yes, that's what I was trying to say. Yeah, isn't that like,
Great
yeah,
question.
isn't that kind
Such a great question.
Yeah, I don't know what's the right balance then, right?
Reaper Slicer, thanks for the hosting. Trey Anthony. Yeah, okay, keep going.
See, Trey knows. So it's like I'm trying to figure it out for myself, because like
Strazer.
it's hard. It's a hard balance, honestly.
Yeah, it really is. And like
I have no idea.
That's where, okay, so like I am still working on rhetoric to this day. Rhetoric is not an easy thing. It's something that you can, I think, get better at. So don't feel bad that it's,
Yeah.
like it. So okay, so hydrate. Thank you, Siba. I don't even have I don't have my bottle of water here, but I'm gonna hydrate with wine.
Whoa. Okay, I see Trey. Trey, you love me. What are you talking about?
That's a great question. That's a great question. So
I want to know your answer on this because I've always been struggling with this since day one of like streaming. Because I had like obviously you and I were like in front of people, and you had to be basically you had to be good with people.
PC,
especially when you're starting out. Huh?
Like you have to be PC, like politically correct. Shiny,
Yeah,
thank you so
yeah.
much for following. Welcome to Happy Hour. Yeah. So wine. Thank you for the wine.
Oh, God wants you to keep drinking.
Yes. I mean, they're just like trying to be like, we need the most insightful gin, and we know that wine makes you powerful. So I see you guys. So, okay, so I feel like a good, and I haven't really implemented this with any of my clients, but I've done this with my cousins, because I am like the oldest of a bajillion cousins. Obviously, I'm Asian, so I have a huge fucking family, like cousins on cousins on cousins, and we're all really close. And so you can still be honest and straightforward. You don't have to bastardize that if that's your person, right? Like you want to show your person, and a lot of people will actually like applaud that because it's not easy to be blunt and tell someone criticism if they need to hear it. But a good way to practice like really being cognizant of how you express and articulate everything is try not to say like. It's like the easy, because like my cousins, they're so much younger than me, and they're just like this, and then like I'm just like, oh my god, like I'm just like so like when we're having this conversation, I tell them this, and then instantly they start to slow down their speech, because now they're aware of every single word that comes out of their mouth, and they used to not be, and it feels uncomfortable because it doesn't feel natural to them, they haven't exercised this while speaking ever, so it feels uncomfortable. And when I'm speaking to my cousins, sometimes they're even like, oh my gosh, just spit it out, what are you trying to fucking say? And I'm like, I'm thinking as fast as I fucking can right now, okay, I'm trying. But like I guess I practice this all the fucking time, where I'm like, I slow down my speech a lot, and I'm trying to think as fast as I can, because I don't know who the fuck said this. Maybe it was Confucius, but they were like, think fast and speak slowly. And I was like, true, And so a good way to kind of practice being aware of everything that you're saying is, just try not to say like, or every time you say like, because I know that I still say like, I do.
Yep. They're like filler words.
Right? But
like
also,
you're saying in a sense to like, oh, sorry, go keep finish your thought first. Sorry.
Also, like, what is like? Like is a comparison. So you can also use as instead of like when you're trying to say something, because when I'm trying to compare, it's hard, but like or as, that is the definition of what a simile is, comparing two things using like or as, and using as instead of like. But those are just ways to exercise, being cognizant. So getting back to the meat of your question, how do you be blunt without being offensive? If you are cognizant of like what you're about to say, knowing that it's going to come off as triggering or offensive, but you can only recognize that because you're being cognizant of what you're saying, then it's like, hey, I just want to let you know your sound is a little off, and I know you love this new toy that you have, but there is an echo. Just wanted to let you know. And you can start to implement that but you have to start to, I guess, like, you know, be aware of what you're saying. And self-awareness is key to all of this shit, right? So like, you have self-awareness, you know you're fucking blunt. That's fine. Like, I don't think changing you that's the answer. It's not. It's just being more tactful with how you employ it or express it to said audience. The fucking knee. I know. I remember. Yo, that was the stream I was lurking in when that emote came out. Oh my god.
Yeah, I got this one done recently. But that makes sense. So
Yes.
Again, I think going back to your original
Understand, or I'm trying to understand, but basically is saying that if you know that there's certain people that obviously can be offended by that, then you have to like just, you know,
Right?
slow down.
But even though
then,
like you don't want to be like too kiss assy to every fucking body, because you don't have time for that shit. So
Exactly.
It's like, how do you say it in a way where it doesn't matter who the fuck they are, they're gonna know that you're not being offensive. And if they get offended, at the end of the day, that's them. It could be just them being too sensitive to it, right? So then leaving no room for misinterpretation, that's where that comes into play. How do you do that if you don't really know them? Well, you can only control what you exert into the conversation. So if you said everything you needed to say to make sure that they know that you weren't trying to be offensive, then that's all you can do. And if they proceed to get offended, then that's when it changes from, how do I say this to not be offensive? This is a new person. I don't want to leave any room for misinterpretation. It changes from that to, okay, now I have to manage the perception of me or my personal brand, whatever. That's when it changes from that to like, how do you manage perceptions? Because marketing is the art of managing perceptions, right? It's like, if they do get offended, like, oh, there's an echo in your new toy. And I was just using your new thing as an example. You know, I'm not trying to say that there isn't an echo or anything like that, but say that there was.
I can show you an echo.
Exactly. Oh,
Sorry.
it's like, if they solid, how are you? Oh my god. So it's like, then you have to switch gears. You have to be like, if they're like, I don't know what the fuck they would say. It's like, oh, well, you know, it's supposed to echo or whatever. Like that's what the fucking thing is. It's like, then you have to like change it to, oh yeah, no, I totally. This is where like psychology also comes into play, where, like when you say you or I, and this also applies to communicating with anybody, you phrases can come off as like targeting or attacking. So that's when you start changing your speech where it's inclusive, where it's like, oh no, I love that. Like, you know, we use that shit all the time. Like you saying us streamers, like new toys are so fun, like include. So it's like, if you're in a relationship, it's not like you need to communicate better so I understand it. It's like, we need to start communicating better. You're trying to say like, because communication is the whoever is saying, and then there's the receiver. So it happens on both ends. But if you feel like, you know, they're saying things in a way that is rude, then, but you have to, okay, I'm getting a little ahead of myself, starting to go on a tangent. But it's like, if you, that's where you start to switch the gears, where it's like, you start to manage your perception, their perception of you, not, you know, I want to say this, but I don't want to be offensive. You already did what you could. So if you're doing that, that's great. But it also will definitely come to, you know, you're going to have to start managing it, because they're going to misunderstand it, because that was their fault, not yours. And I guess a tip that I'm saying for that, I guess I was kind of changing the subject, was using we instead of you or I, because you or I phrases will isolate them or yourself in a position where it's not like we're having a conversation. Now it's like, I am trying to tell you something, and they will take it as that way. If they're already sensitive, they will undoubtedly take it as you are attacking them. Or it's like, well, I use this. It's like, okay, good for you, bro, you know? And Ultimate Hybrid, how are you? So, okay, I know I put a lot in there, and I was going on a tangent without even realizing it. Rhetoric is hard, you guys.
Yeah,
But there's like a lot of tiers to this, and it's complicated. But I think that was a really great question, and I feel like maybe I answered it, and I started to go on into another subject. So saying we phrases is another good example of how to practice being cognizant of what you're saying all the time, of what we're saying all the time. See, that was a good one, because I'm not trying to like point you out and call you out. I'm just generally speaking. But if I say you, people can mistake it as I'm calling you out. So saying we or us is a great way, you know. Hey, how are you? Doing well? Oh my gosh, if you type in ! happy hour, you'll see what the fuck this conversation is about. It is lit as shit. Okay.
Okay, I'm starting to get it now.
You get
Okay,
it,
so
but it's hard. It's hard. You know?
it is. It's very hard, and especially doing it on the spot too.
Yeah,
but okay, so fast forward if it does happen, and obviously, you know, the person is offended. Of course, I don't know. I try my best to like apologize if I do offend them, but like, is it for being? Is it called rhetoric? Is that the
so it's
right
rhetoric?
term?
So it's rhetoric, rhetorical, and then there's rhetorician. So the emphasis changes with each of them. This is why like English is so fucking annoying. This is why rhetoric is annoying. But yeah, rhetoric.
Okay. So like, I know rhetoric is basically the way that you talk to people before you technically offend them, right? Or like before, like, you know, anything could go wrong, right?
Mm-hmm.
But again, like when you don't, like, you know, when you don't do it correctly,
Are you supposed to like
I guess like anything else, you could always just apologize, but
Right. How do you do it in the most compelling way, or like how do you put a fire out? Is I think what you're asking, right? And it will happen all the fucking time, because communication is so unique in that way where I could be the most, you know, kind person. I wouldn't hurt a fly, no ounce of anger in my body, but if I would still offend someone if I don't refine the rhetoric that I use to talk to anybody. So, and that will happen. So that's why I like that there's no like rule. If you apply this, there's no template, and that's what I love about it. But again, I think it's like when you're switching gears and I feel like changing the you and I phrases to the we phrases, that helps a lot. That's one of the things too, really. It's like, but, you know, except for when you're apologizing, you're not going to be like, oh, we're so sorry, we apologize. You know, it's like, I'm so sorry, I had no idea. Emote. It's like, you know, I just wanted to let you know. And sometimes even being honest and genuine, again, like I was just trying to let you know, I just wanted to help you out, I'm so sorry if I offended you. That makes that can make a world of a difference also. And I guess so then it's like, how do you apologize the right way? And that was like the answer that I was giving, where it's like, sorry dude, didn't mean to offend you, or sorry you took it that way. That doesn't give the oomph that you really were just trying to help them. And then, so I guess it becomes a question of like, you know, how do you identify the message you're really trying to say? And, you know, how do you discern whether or not what you say is going to grasp that message? Doing or employing, you know, the practices of making sure you don't say like, it will help with that. Because once you start being 1000% aware of every fucking word that comes out of your mouth, it gets hard, it gets complicated. There's so much going on, right? So those little practices will help. And if you really were just trying to help them and you didn't mean it, then just say it. Like, because you're putting yourself in a vulnerable position, and everyone is human at the end of the day, and humans will appreciate when humans are, you know, when they admit that they were vulnerable. It's like, I'm sorry, I was just trying to help you out. I wasn't trying to, you know, my bad. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes even that just goes a long way. It doesn't have to be like a whole formula of we and, you know, employing
Small
all of these
explanation,
tips that
yeah.
I'm trying to say, you know?
Yeah.
Give us a
I agree.
test. I mean,
You got a
maybe,
game
maybe.
your phone? Game on your phone? Wait, what? Wait, what is Siba talking about?
I don't know. Siba is I think Siba maybe well, they're having a good night because sometimes I can tell that this is like they're having a good night. They're just having fun.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. It might be a sign of like the times too about
Everyone is so fucking
people's-
sensitive.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
plus like maybe it's just, you know, people are on edge because of COVID, right? Or
That's
just
true.
being at home a
Yep.
lot.
Mhm.
So like again, like little stuff could
Or it could be blown out of like proportion. So
Yeah.
again, like I just in general, I just don't feel like all of us should always be such like a, I don't want to
Kiss
say
ass.
pushover, but
Yeah.
just like always being like, you know, people pleaser or like a pushover just because we have to, you know, cover, you know, our brand or our,
Right,
you know,
right.
audience. I get why people do that, and they do have like a disconnect with their audience too as well, because the more you get closer to people at times, I feel like you could definitely like jeopardize that more and more close that you are with them, which is I don't know, it makes sense, but still
It makes sense, right? So what I'm gathering from that response is kind of like, okay, true, but how do you do all of that without being a kiss ass or a people pleaser? I feel like you kind of have like reserves, and so okay, I will say this about, you know, employing, you know, rhetoric into the dialogue that you articulate. What you are getting from it at the end of the day is, it's like you can choose to be your own person without being so I guess without like breaking down your rhetoric and seeing like which things are better to say as opposed to others. Without doing that, you can still be yourself, but you will be blocking out a huge portion of the market that you potentially could have, you know, added to your audience. And so it's like, if you see it with marketing and branding, it's like you don't have to. However, if you do, if this is the market on Twitch, and if you have access to this much, you want all of them, but your rhetoric right now is only allowing this, but that's what you are and that's what you're comfortable with, that's fine, but know that that's like what you're going to be subjected to. You're not going to have that access to like this small last portion, you know? And if that matters to you, I guess it's like all up, you know, if it doesn't matter to you, then that's fine, whatever. Who the fuck cares? Right? But I guess because we're talking about branding and marketing, then that's when it becomes important, because this area right here will differentiate yourself from the person who didn't care. They're a partner. Like, it takes this much to be a partner. They're here already. They're making bank and whatever. But if you do your rhetoric the right way, then you get that extra area that, you know, even this fucking great ass person doesn't have. So,
That's a good point. I didn't even think about it that way.
yeah, and the, you know, I guess it's the bigger picture. Always looking at the bigger picture, to cause like, yeah, the bigger picture. Yes. Whew.
yeah, I don't know where I could go off from that, but yeah, I agree that for the most part it's better to just be kind of like safe than sorry. But I feel like even just for, you know, comedy's sake, it's always could be interpreted as like a negative, or like people take it to offense of it immediately first rather than thinking it is actually a joke, you know?
Oh, you mean like when you
Yeah.
are just being like trolling or whatever, or like
Yeah, because I don't know, I do it all the time. Like I'm that's just me. Like, I'm sorry, I'm just like, you know, either trolling or joking around or
yeah.
you know, dicking around and stuff, but that's just like my type of humor. So I know that some people do vibe with it, and then some people obviously don't. So, again, I guess it just matters how much you actually like, care about that other group that you possibly might be like, offending and
Right.
stuff.
Okay. That was such a good point. See, but this is for you. Hydrate, okay? But that's a great point, because if I use that example again, this is the market on Twitch. There is also this percentage that they're trolls. You don't fucking want them anyways. Or, you're being your own self. You like to joke around and be offensive. Like, you don't have to cater to this portion because you don't want them as an audience anyways. You don't want them. I guess, like, I use this as an example, and I was like, you're leaving out this many people without, like, if you don't refine your rhetoric, you might be leaving out this much of the market, but there's still this much here where you don't want them anyways. And I guess it's hard to be able to discern whether or not they're gonna be worth it, because like it's exhaustive. It really fucking is, even talking about it. Like, I'm thinking so fucking hard right now. Motions, how are you? They also suck at Tetris. Right. But it's like, it's going to be hard to discern, especially on the fly when it's not in person. It's like a bunch of, for lack of better words, faceless chatters in your, like, I know that people, they do, like, we know a lot of the people in our chats because we connect. It's a community, right? But for lack of better words, just to get the point across, it is a bunch of faceless chatters texting, and a lot gets lost in translation because not everyone is going to employ refining your rhetoric, using emotes when necessary, right? So it is really, so I guess that's the way to like see whether or not this person's going to be worth it, to try to accommodate and be like, oh no, we were just joking, and explain it to them, because that takes time also. It comes with experience, and I think doing it longer will just make you better at it, because sometimes someone is just joking, but it could totally be taken as offensive or like immediate ban, and it's just because like they didn't use an emote, but it's not like they know, right? So I think that because there is some people that you don't even want to fucking like this percentage on the end, you don't want to include them in your community anyways. So fuck you guys. Like, fuck you, bro. Suck my dick. I don't give a fuck. Whatever. Blah, blah, blah. Like.
Yeah. That was a bit much.
I was
I don't
wondering.
know if that was needed or not.
I was like, oh my god, I was like, are people even gonna know what I just did? Like, what that was? I don't know. I feel like a lot of people won't know. But pretty much, that's pretty much what it is,
Let's
like.
hope not.
Well, that's why this is
I saw
after
that,
hours.
I was like, oh my gosh.
Well, that's how adamant I am about, like, if you're in this and you don't want to help at all, and you don't have any good intentions, like, we don't need you anyways, right?
Yeah.
You didn't even see? Yeah, you probably would know. Okay.
You guys do not want to see her do that. What she just did.
Seba? Oh my gosh, emotions came in and threw a Bible at every fucking body, just in case. Just in case. Had to clear the room.
Bible. The Bible kills me.
Yeah, so I mean, there's a lot. Okay, go ahead. Oh my gosh.
Sorry, I definitely for chat wise, definitely switch over to OBS. It's a lot better. You could do plugins, and the performance is a lot better than Slobs, which is Streamlabs OBS. So do make the switch. Very similar in a way, but it's 100 times better. So definitely switch over to OBS.
You were using Slobs? Bruh, how? OBS gang. Yo, I use OBS. I started with OBS. I didn't even know. I got thrown into the deep end and was like, this is so technical. How do I do this? Because my friend started streaming. She uses Slobs, and I was like, oh my god, this is like Twitter. It's so bubbly. Like, what the fuck? Why the fuck didn't I know this existed? I didn't know. But I'm not mad. Your arm hurts. Why? Whew. But yeah, oh my gosh. Okay, let me take a sip of wine. I feel like that there was like a lot. It was just there's a lot in this, you know. So it gets really dense and intense, dense and intense. Hey, but yeah, I feel I'm just gonna take a breath so you can like digest everything. Oh wait, technical difficulties. Oh my gosh. Oh, okay. I just saw. I think that I thought he was really concentrating on what I was saying. I was like, oh my gosh, am I like really, really, what is it? Like intriguing? But no, he just messaged me technical difficulties. 1 second. I thought I was just so intriguing because he's frozen right now, actually. Okay, we'll give him some time because I was also trying to be like, you know, Cena, thank you so much for the lurk. Oh my god. You don't know.
Hello?
Yay, there you are.
You hear me? Uh-oh.
Okay, I can hear you. I feel like chat
Hello?
can hear you. Yes, yes. Hello, hello. 1, 2, 3. Testing. 1, 2, 3. Take your time.
Oh. Hello?
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Was
Okay.
your headphones not plugged in?
No, so I unplugged it because it was super loud. Okay, so a side note, this thing, the program is very buggy. So like sometimes it crashes. When it crashes, my Discord crashes and my sound is all messed up. So yeah,
It
sorry.
was so funny
about
because
that.
you were just looking so intently, and I was like, "Oh my god!" All I was trying to say was like, "Yeah, it was really dense for a little because rhetoric and blah blah blah. There's a lot of tears, so it gets complicated. So yeah, let's just take a breather, let you digest everything." And you were just listening, and I was like, "I'm not even saying anything intense, bro. Like, why are you listening so hard?" And then I saw your message, and I was like, "Oh, you guys, he's frozen."
Yeah. My bad.
Oh, that was so
Well, luckily
funny.
we're back.
You were like the perfect listening student. You were just like.
It's like when I put like when people put the sunglasses on, looks
Yeah.
like they're actually paying attention and when they're really not.
Exactly. Oh my gosh, that was so funny. I mean, I don't think it would be a great after hours if we didn't experience technical difficulties. I mean, usually I do,
Yes.
but this time it was like you know, 17 times in a row where I experienced technical difficulties. That's how you knew
Yeah.
that this was gonna be lit as shit. Okay. Boring. Siba. Relax, bro. Relax. It's okay. We're taking a breath, cause like
Yes.
I feel like there was a lot in
Yeah, it's a lot of information.
right, and it's like
I feel like your
true.
brain. First of all, can I just tell you something about your brain? Your brain is crazy, as in like in a good way, because like the way that you're like, I could tell the way that you think about things is really
Oh, my brain.
interesting.
Oh,
Yeah,
thank
because
you.
like I don't know, it is a compliment because like a lot of people don't think before what they say.
Like for me, I completely am really bad at it. Like I say a lot of stuff that, you know, I don't think about first. So
Oh, I appreciate
tons
that.
of credit. Yeah.
I mean, so okay, see the context of everything you just said right now. I understood, but it's because you kept going. At first, I thought you were just saying brains in general. Like, you know, your brain is so interesting. It's so complicated. Da, da, da. I didn't know you meant like my brain, and it's
Yes.
because you kept going. So if we do relate that back to like branding and marketing rhetoric, it's like, how do you do that? Because how do you do that with a slogan? Because not everyone, your slogan can't be 3 lines long. Like, I am JinAndSoda, I like to do this, da 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 da, like, and it's happy hour. But you know, boom, that's, you know, like, how do you do that? So like, it takes time. Muted. Who's muted? That's why we kick ass at Tetris. Big
Wait,
brain.
I'm good, right?
No, I think you're good. Okay,
Unless
one
you're
gun.
trolling.
I appreciate you. Or maybe Siba muted because like, they're so bored.
Maybe. Yeah, she's definitely big brain because I feel like with Tetris, you have to like.
Yeah, and same thing with like chess. You kind of have to know like steps before it happens, type of thing. So
Yeah.
I guess that makes sense with your brain style with that game. Like your brain matches that game, if that makes any sense.
Maggie, how are you? Okay, I feel like there's like other things that
Yeah. What else did we?
I don't know.
we
I
have
was
planned?
I was showering and there's like so many things that I wanted to touch over, but I didn't write them down. So I don't know. I feel like it'll come to me in a little Fred dog. Yeah, Maggie, we were talking about you earlier. Maggie, you know Drewsky, right?
What's up? What up, man? G? How you doing, buddy?
Yeah, but I feel like what we went over so far was like branding, the definition of branding, the definition of marketing, and how to employ refined rhetoric in terms of branding and marketing, right? Because I think branding, everyone has a personal brand, every fucking body. It doesn't matter if you are not a content creator, everyone has a personal brand because it is your reputation, you know, like
It's
how you manage
present yourself to other people.
how you manage
Sorry.
that is a different story, but everyone has their personal brand. Marketing is a way to manage your reputation, your brand on a broader scale. And I think one of the biggest factors that refines your brand and your overall effectiveness is by refining rhetoric. So that is, I think, in a nutshell, the conversation that Drewsky and I are talking about or having. Boring as class. Siba, this is a learning experience. Okay.
Thank you, Maggie.
Yeah, he did.
What's up, Lucas?
How are you?
What are you doing? What's up? What you up to, toxic motherfucker? Sorry, this is not my stream. This is yours.
Oh, please. I love it. Emotions will come on and fucking do the same shit, except he's just like behind the bar. So we're on a Discord call and I'm playing games and he'll do exactly all that shit. And it's just, you know, Tetrium, how are you?
It's valuable information. I know for the younger generation, you probably, want to see games all the time, but
This type of stuff is, I feel like it's very valuable for like, anyone to know and learn.
because even from right now, like I'm learning a lot because
Oh my god. Oh my god.
welcome in Raiders, Jackie Raid. How y'all doing?
Thank you so much for the shout out, Turkey. Yo, you
Welcome in, guys.
Yes, thank you guys for the raid, Jackie. I appreciate you. Maybe Astro, I see you. Likun, Dr. Beat, Mimi Mochi, I see you. DJ Red Axe, thanks for the host, Lucas. I appreciate you. DJ Red Axe.
Welcome in, guys.
Sungu. How are you? Thank you so much for sticking around for the raid. I appreciate you guys. Maybe Astro. Everything is a construct anyways though, right, Tetrium? So this is what Drewsky and I are talking about right now. I hate both of y'all. Siva, except you love us so much. Okay.
I'm just busy hanging out with the homie, Lucas.
April Fools. Oh, I already knew.
Yeah, I'm just straight up. I hate both of y'all. That's toxic.
No, and then they were like,
I know.
April Fools, right? It's like, I got you. I see what you were doing. I'm happy to raid you with these amazing people. Yes. Welcome in, you guys. Welcome to After Hours. Usually when I stream, it's happy hours, but it's After Hours right now, and this is what we're talking about. Can I hit your jewel? Yeah, true. I just changed the pod, so go ahead. I got you, boo-boo. There you go. How's the stream so far? It's doing well. I feel like I was actually really impressed with the way that I was like on point, because I've done one of these with Tetrium and even with Glitched Mythos. I feel like I'm tangent on tangent and I fucking ramble, but this time I feel like I was on point. Like, I didn't go off on too many tangents. And
I'm
that's
trying my
something
best to keep you focused too. That's why. Maybe,
yeah,
I don't know.
Well, I love talking about this. Like, I love rhetoric, right? And I just feel like
it's a passion.
I
It's
could
good.
love, whatever I was talking about with Tetrium or whatever I was talking about with Glitch, but I would go on tangents and it just gets so extra and tangent. And like, but I know self-awareness is key again, right? So
Yeah.
And I told you asked such good fucking questions, Drewsky. I already know. I already knew.
Wait, okay, so this is my next question. So are you using rhetoric on me then right now? Because you briefly mentioned it.
Well, I feel like I'm always mindful of my rhetoric, and I feel like, okay, let me tell you why. I'm going to take a hit of my Jewel, have a sip of wine, and I'll tell you why. I think that's actually such a fucking good question. See, this is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about.
This is what I'm talking about. You already know. You already know I come in with the big questions for Jin. I'm trying to learn. So teachers probably hate me.
No, okay, if the teacher hates you for asking a good question, they suck as fucking a teacher anyways, okay?
Yeah.
Like, yo.
Yeah.
Okay, whew.
Yeah, no one is 12 here. Hopefully
So
not.
this might be, wait, is that really bannable? Being 12? Do you have to be minimum?
Possibly.
Yeah, I think there is a minimum age to be on Twitch.
But it's okay. See, that's what I mean. Like, this is, we have a bunch of, like, I guess I call them, like, our little siblings. And Siba is one of them. And they just hang out. They just have fun. They really do. Because I feel like they also experience a lot of, they experience a lot of, like, you know, if they act this way in someone else's chat, like, they'll get banned immediately. Like, it's not tolerated. And they realize that, oh, Twitch can be a good time. It's not just, you know, this, but also at the same time, I'm like, okay, relax. Don't really do that, because I think one time Siba was like doing shit and I was just like, if chat was really popping off, I think people might get annoyed with that. Like, you know, try not to do that. Like teaching them how to Twitch pretty much.
Yeah. I mean, internet.
Oh, really, Tetrium? I didn't know that. Oh shit, really? I didn't know there was a minimum age. How do they even just different topic. Okay, so to answer your question, this is why I am so passionate and adamant about why rhetoric matters, is because as humans, you know, like we experience things emotionally and it's so intense, and the only way to really connect or articulate that experience with someone else is through communication. So it's like rhetoric can be used kind of in a kind of car salesman-esque way if you know how to do it, but that's not how I use it, you know. And it can be used if you know how rhetoric works and how to articulate in a way that is the most compelling and will get your audience to receive the message the way that you want them to. You totally can do that. And I've experienced that where I've dated narcissists before, people who are really manipulative. It exists out there, but it's and I feel like they've nailed down the different complex tiers that rhetoric encompasses without even fucking realizing that that's what they're fucking doing. Like if they just applied all their narcissistic tendencies to, like, you know, being a speechwriter, they would be making so much fucking money. You know, they would be winning so much more than just breaking hearts. And I know that's what they want to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
It's so when you ask if I'm using rhetoric on you, yes, but I feel like I'm very genuine. I never do it in a way to manipulate or to like try to, you know, win. I'm trying to communicate using communication as a tool. And I say communicate using communication as a tool because that can be applied orally or writtenly,
Mm-hmm.
orally or in writing. Goodness, I don't even fucking know. So or in writing. There you go. Okay. Yeah, I am 21 exactly. Forever 21.
Forever 21.
Oh, can you explain the drinks? I'm only 17. Oh, true. I had no idea, but that's good to know. But it's like, because I'm Forever 21, it's okay. It's like already I am like part of my brand is like I'm Forever 21. So if this is off the record, stop listening Twitch, you know, I'll just be like, oh, I thought they were just joking. Like, you know, I'm Forever 21, you know.
I think 21 is totally fine as an age. You don't
I
have to
know.
worry about
Well,
that.
it's because like I do wear a lot of Forever 21, so and I got that from my mom. I got that from my mom.
Not Fashion Nova. The Fashion Nova was basically the new Forever 21.
Is it really? I'm not even hip to Fashion Nova. Oh my god.
Oh my
God.
gosh. All right, you're a little behind. Because I see it everywhere on Instagram, but I don't know.
Oh, it's probably the algorithm also. You know what I mean? Like,
I guess. Okay. I mean, that's good to know.
so okay, like a way that marketers, I feel like marketers, they do have a reputation of like, you know, being car salesman esque because like in I brought up Scott Davis before, and in the same video with Chris Do, he was talking about how in marketing there is the paradox of choice, where if you go to Whole Foods and you go into this one aisle and they offer this many brands, it's like you think you're choosing your own brand, but at the end of the day, if you back up, like Whole Foods owned all of those fucking brands anyways, right? That's another way to market, which is like manage perceptions. And I think Whole Foods, like huge companies that are really successful, they all get this. They get it. Whole Foods is one of them. I'm not saying that I'm not saying that this is what they do and that Whole Foods owns all the brands that they sell. I'm just saying like Apple is also another one of them that employs rhetoric in the most compelling way. 1,000 songs in your pocket, like that's how they did the iPod, you know. It's like they're that big for a reason. Like Nike, just do it. What is a story? We offer you clothing of exercise. It doesn't have to be that expensive. They do have shit that is like expensive as hell, but it's also like no excuses. If you want to start exercising, you don't need a gym membership, just do it. That's the story that is in their slogan, in their catchphrase, and it's all with the rhetoric. Their story it encompasses all of that without saying all of that, because even my explanation of it right now took 45 fucking seconds. No one has time for that shit. Time is so valuable that it's like, because time is something you can never get back. So Nike, and I wrote down a couple other ones, like Harley Davidson, freedom of open road. It's like the freedom. You don't have to be tied down to, you know, the social ideological standards of driving. Is like, no, you're on a fucking bike and you're in the open road and you can go do whatever the fuck you want. Yeah. And then I gave you Chanel already, which I think was good. Yeah. There's a lot of them. I know a lot of them. I just didn't fucking write them down, which I'm like, I want to kick myself for now. But I really do feel like the Apple 1,000 songs in your pocket was, it grasps the meat of what I'm talking about. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So would you, in a sense, say a slogan is kind of a rhetoric?
Oh yeah. So a slogan, a good slogan employs good rhetoric, right? Because rhetoric isn't something that you turn on and turn off, because you employ rhetoric even if you're not cognizant of how you're doing it. Kind of like you are managing the perception of your brand, whether or not that's what you're doing. So rhetoric is anything written or spoken. It's written or spoken dialogue, I guess, of like, you know, how you get your message across. So it's like a slogan is really just refining the rhetoric to be able to tell the story of their brand, like we spoke about earlier, and managing the perception of your brand, marketing, and they're doing that with, you know, killing all birds with one stone. And you can do that if you see rhetoric as a tool. And I feel like a lot of companies get this idea, but they don't get it. They don't have it down. Okay, another good one is like, I'm on this ad comes up and it's about like when you're in the shower, there's like the shower head or whatever. I think it was an ad for the shower head thing, and the ad goes on, because I don't have an option to skip it, so I'm watching the whole fucking ad, and it's like, someone showering and it's like raining shower, or it's like one of those shower heads that make it rain, for lack of better words, where it's just like it's big, and then like someone is swimming, and I think they are like, they help do bathroom shit. And so their slogan at the end of that was like, water designs for life, but who designs for water? And I was like, what the fuck does that even fucking mean? Like, what is this trash? Like, that's why you are an ad on Hulu. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
What the fuck are you doing? I get what they're trying to say. Did they do it? Technically, no, they fucking didn't. Like, yes, water designs for life, because water is, we're all made of water, and I get it. Water is like essential, and it's like trying to be like, you know, we can also appreciate water in the way that it designs for us and use it in a way that it can help us in design. You know, but they didn't fucking, what their slogan did not encompass that at all. It did not. I was like, what the fuck does that even mean? That's so trash. Sorry. Because like, when I am bigger and this video is on YouTube, I'm just saying, I'm sorry. I appreciate you guys. If you want to hire me as a Reddit, no, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding, but yo, it's just like that. It didn't fucking make sense. They could definitely
be better. Yeah, they could definitely
like,
be better.
What the fuck does that even mean, right?
Yeah,
like
their message just did not come across.
But
if I read it, I wouldn't have known.
Yeah, if you just read it without like the visualizations, without the motion graphics in the back, we'd be like, what the fuck are you talking about, right?
Yeah.
Same thing with Bud Light Seltzer, flavors as real as you can taste. Bro, like, when I eat a chili mango, does that usually taste like TV static in my mouth with flavor? No. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? You know, so it's not easy to do it, but it definitely, it affects. That's why they're like advertising. Oh, and maybe I'm just like being a hater right now, but like, you know, like Apple, you don't ever see Apple commercials on Hulu. You know what I mean? And
no. But even their commercials now are not really, they're more like physical, and it's like they don't really use that many words. I've noticed lately for Apple. It's just all motion type of stuff. So I don't know if that's like the trend with like commercials or not, but I sometimes the rhetoric is not really that great, honestly, in my opinion, from them lately.
Right. So like if you use rhetoric in your, like, I will use like the Apple commercial, the AI dungeon took a turn. Which AI dungeon? Because like so I've been watching spoopy stuff on YouTube and reacting to them, so like my algorithm is all fucked up, so I don't know if that's what they're talking about or not. But okay, so if you take rhetoric into consideration, in terms of, you know, having a commercial like Apple, we'll use their example again. Man, I'm not sponsored by Apple, guys. Just wanted to let you know. Okay, I have an Android. I have a PC kind of girl. I'm just kidding. But it's like rhetoric. It matters. Like, okay, if Apple just like marketed 1,000 songs in your pocket, I feel like that's like a really good, well-rounded, you know, what the fuck they're trying to do when they were trying to market the iPod. However, whatever commercials they're having now, and I'm not hip to it, I don't know what exactly you're talking about, but that's where like the creative space comes into play, where you like the whole water thing with this shower commercial that I was talking about. If they didn't have the graphics, I wouldn't even know what the fuck they were talking about with the whole water designs for life, but who designs for water? I wouldn't know. So I guess it's knowing, not just knowing your audience, but also like what your commercial motions, clip, or whatever it is, whatever the message that is sending to your audience, and then, you know, the slogan that you put afterwards, how that, I guess, ties everything together. Because I don't think it would help if you had a slogan that didn't mean anything when it's just by itself. Because if it was just like a motionless picture with that slogan, is your audience going to get it? So the whole marketing and the branding and marketing, it takes like all of these things into consideration, where I feel like 1,000 songs in your pocket, I would understand what iPod or what Apple was trying to market with their iPod, even if it was just a picture of someone like putting an iPod in the back of their pocket, and it's like 1,000 songs in your pocket, and you see like the headphones going into their ears without it being a motion commercial or whatever. And yeah, if that makes sense at all. But so there's so many different tiers to it. And I feel like one of the ways to stand out is by refining the rhetoric. Apple is just a great product that like having their rhetoric or nailing their rhetoric with that marketing slogan, like just solidified it. But I think that they're like badass anyways. But who knows, if they didn't do 1,000 songs in your pocket, maybe they would have ended up like Zune. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. And they didn't really have that. They didn't have anything memorable for sure that I remembered from Zune. So it's like, definitely it will separate you from the crowd.
Okay, another good point. This is another thing that I didn't write down, but just generally, like understanding the psychology of people, what you remember most from any memorable situation are the emotions you experienced, not the technical facts that are listed. So, like, and you can employ this with conversation, with the way that you advertise or the way that you market yourself. It's like, if you are just always throwing out a list of facts, that's not memorable. But if I made you feel like, yo, that is what you're going to remember, you know, like there's so many, like I'm talking about a lot of these things without even really without being able to like bring up the research or how I remember it. But it's like, I know it was Christo. I know he fucking said this, and this is what I fucking feel from it. And it was amazing. And that's a lot of like what I'm articulating to you now, because I feel like I did a lot of this without really knowing that this was what I was doing, and Christo made me realize that that's what I was doing. So anyways, so when you're thinking about like, you know, the story, how to tell the story, it's like, how do you elicit these emotions that are memorable? It's not just like, because like 1,000 songs in your pocket, if you did that now, I don't feel like would be as memorable as it was back then. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like you have to be hip to like the whole market that you're getting into.
Yeah, for sure. And you have to adapt to the times for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was
that a question for me originally, or? I was
wait.
a little bit confused.
Oh no. I think I was just.
Or was that you just?
No. What you just said right now about like the memorability or how like memorabilia, and I was like, oh yeah, true, because people remember, like, in a situation, you will always remember what you felt. You're not gonna remember like, oh my god, it was 5:45 p.m. the sun was just setting. You know, this person was on, they were 10th in line, and you're not gonna remember that. You're gonna remember like, yo, that was so badass. That's just humans, you know? So, and that helps if you know, or if you, I guess, take that into consideration when employing these branding and marketing rhetoric tips that I was giving you, you know, all that shit.
Yeah. Which have been really good.
Yes.
It's been a really great learning experience for sure.
Really?
Yeah, just because like I never really thought about all this stuff, because I don't really, well, I know branding for sure, but it's the way that you kind of like approach it, or the way that you speak to people is very important, which I've already learned a lot from this.
Oh yeah, so okay, thank you again. Like going back to my whole point of like why I'm so passionate about this, it's like communicating is like the only tool that we have to share our emotional experience, to communicate with other people, to pretty much like make, to pretty much, I guess, what the fuck word am I looking for? To like if I experience something, I only give realness to it if I'm able to talk about it and someone else kind of understands and they like identify it or recognize it, you know, because, but how do I do that? It's with words. And I think words are so much more powerful than people give credit to. because like words are literally if so, like when someone goes into another country and they don't speak the language, they're so fucking lonely, even though they're surrounded by so many people. Why? It's because they don't speak the language. Language is what, I guess, brings essence into our own person. And it's the only way to be able to share that essence with others, if that makes sense. Like, I know, like, this is me getting all extra and into it, but, like, I do really feel like that's the core of why I feel like rhetoric matters. And because I saw it like that, it's why I'm able to, like, apply it into branding and marketing, because I understand how the communication is such a key part of existing in general. Because if you can't fucking communicate, it's, like, it's almost like you don't exist. That's why there's sign language, and like there's also nonverbal communication. Like if you're sad, you express it on your face, but you feel the sadness first before you're able to express it. And yeah, so I feel like we exist before communicating, and communicating helps us interact and exist together, coexist, which is why I feel like, well, that's why I'm so passionate about it. And I just
Steve.
Right, I know, right?
Steve. I feel you, yeah. I understand.
Yeah. Yeah, so okay, Dyson is another good one of them. When Dyson first came out, I think they were the first ones to not have Dyson, like the vacuum cleaners, like when they first started coming out, it's like you're never going to need to use like a vacuum bag again. And it was like the anti-vacuum cleaner of the vacuums, because all you do is like you empty the container that like sucks in all the dirt. You don't need to change the vacuum bag. And so like they knew the market. They were familiar with what was already out there, and then they went in and they like created their shit. So that goes back to like, if you don't have a community, if you don't have an audience, how the fuck do you know how to speak to someone? Like, if you really want to be explosive, for lack of better words, you're gonna have to do your research, and you're gonna have to like know who, or not who, but what you're getting into. Who is going to be your target audience? Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like right now it's kind of like winging it at times.
Oh yeah, true. And you totally can.
Yeah.
But like you have to do it with like you have to do it with, oh my god, what the fuck word am I looking for? Like you have to do it with a point. You can't just, because Christo said like choose a lane but give yourself room to switch if you have to switch lanes. You can't just do it and like drive nowhere. You have to be like, I want to go in this direction. You have to do it with authority. I guess, no, authority is not the word I'm looking for, but you get the point. Like, you have to do it with reason. I mean, with a purpose. Winging it. Fucking wing it. A lot of the times, like, that's where I learn a lot of the shit, where it's like, oh, you know what? I'm just gonna fucking go with it and YOLO, wing it. And, like, being able to adjust as needed, I think, is where the learning process comes in, and is where where you're able to start to internalize the being cognizant of everything you're fucking saying. And it's sometimes talking, even for me, I'm like, what the fuck, like, it's hard. Even I can't even do it as smoothly, and I do this for a fucking living, like, it's a lot, it's exhaustive. That's why I don't want to discourage people from, like, employing this or being all about it, but it is exhaustive, but it matters, and I feel like it will set you apart from the competition. Set you apart, not different. I don't even know what the fuck I put in happy hour, but set you apart was not what I fucking put in there. Okay. But they got the spirit of it.
That definitely makes sense. I just feel like more and more is like you just have to be very cognitive of how you present yourself and how you approach people at the end of the day. Which is good, but I don't think a lot of people take that into account, or they take this into factors.
Right?
They
because
don't. I don't. But
no. Fred Dog, thank you. No, continue. You're like, they don't take that into account.
I'm just saying, like, I don't know, maybe they are taking into account of the, like, their audience, and like they know what they're like technically doing. But I don't know, I feel like some people that I've watched, or at least just from on Twitch, like, I feel like they're just winging it, and you know, they sometimes they're just straight up lucky with, like,
Right.
or it might maybe it might be due to, like, just they don't interact with their audience directly, so it's kind of like they don't really have to have rhetoric technically, right? Because they're not like dealing with them on a day-to-day compared to like people like us, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like there can be people. Okay, let's use like Twitch for example. If there are two streamers, they stream the same content, one person is excelling and growing much more rapidly than the other person, but they're doing the exact same shit, they have the same schedule. If you go and actually watch and dissect what they're doing, I feel like the person that's growing more rapidly probably takes into consideration the whole everything about rhetoric that we were talking about, maybe without even really knowing it. But it's like when someone follows and you're like, thank you so much, like, or like when someone joins your Discord, you're like, it's a conversation in paradise, like, you know, it's paradise, like, right? That's great. And it's like people that do have a bigger Discord community has paradise or whatever, and the other person that doesn't probably hasn't refined their story where it's understandable, because you don't want to make it hard for new people to get your story. Because if it's like, what do? You're a variety streamer, but you also do this and you're also this. It's like, bro, they don't get it, you know? It's like, if your audience is going to your About Me, you want to make it easier for them to get more of your story, to understand what the fuck you're doing without it being confusing, because they didn't come to Twitch to do homework. They didn't come to Twitch to do work. Why are you making it hard for them to get to understand your story? Right? Like, and it's not easy to like get it to see like, oh, this will be 1000% understandable. Like, regardless of who you are, you come in and you see that this is what it is, or this is who I am. It's not easy to do that. It takes practice. It takes a lot of practice.
Yeah.
But I do think that the people that grow at a more rapid, like this person that's growing, as opposed to this person, they are employing, you know, the things, some of the things that we talked about, we touched upon, where it's like your story, managing the perceptions of your story and doing it in a way where you're leaving little room for misinterpretation.
Yeah.
Without them having to read. Okay, what's the best way to do marketing rhetoric in terms of streaming without them having to read something? So marketing, so if we go back to like, I guess the loose definition of like marketing is the art of managing perceptions. Because I feel like you can be like, okay, if you could be JinAndSoda, but if you didn't use the rhetoric that I did, it would give off a completely different vibe. Where if I was much more short, or if, you know, I just feel like I again, I'm going to use this term for lack of better words, but I'm so extra, and I know I'm extra, but I use that to kind of drive like my brand. And like, if you weren't that, then it wouldn't be the same thing. Even though if you were a bartender, you streamed, you like to do Tetris, you're a writer, while slinging drinks behind the bar, whatever. If you didn't employ the rhetoric that you do when you engage with your viewers that come in, it would give off a completely different vibe. So, for example, without them having to read your About Me, right? Okay, true, yeah.
Oh yeah.
The way that you speak back to them, the way that you recognize them, the way that you
your mannerisms.
Your mannerisms.
Yeah,
yes. Yeah. Good word. Exactly. All that shit.
Word.
Yeah, mannerisms. You know, that is like your entire aura, your entire like presence. And I feel like I do
So a
really
lot of people. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Well, I feel like I feel like I really do try to the example I gave where it's like if they start to get defensive or they get offended by what you were saying even though you weren't trying to be offensive, and switching it over to like the we phrases instead of the you or I phrases, like I feel like I try to employ that like all the fucking time. I just feel like I'm always aware, and I feel like that is a rhetoric that influences how they perceive your brand, like at real time interactions with it, at least.
I would say to do without like having an about me section, because even for myself, I don't have an about me section. But that's done on purpose too, because like I know it's kind of like lame to like use that as like, oh, that makes, you know, them actually watch you and like get to know you type of thing. But I
Yeah,
feel
but
like
there
if
is even like a small about me blurb that Twitch has, and
oh yeah, that one, yeah.
so when I first started streaming, I just copy and pasted what I have on my Instagram, Twitter, and LinkedIn. And I was like gonna try to make it like, you know, really grasp what I was doing, but I remembered when it took me 3 hours to do that for LinkedIn, and I was like, okay, no. I was trying to start streaming, like I had everything set up, and I was like all I had to do was push go live, and so I didn't. I just copy and pasted. I was like, okay, I'll go back and I'll like re-edit it, you know, but I don't even have fucking panels in my about me. Like, I mean, in my I need to put that in there.
Yeah.
I guess
something.
Yeah. I guess the attention getter would be the title of your stream, though. Do you start there by putting a lot more thought into your stream title?
I have an opinion about that.
Yeah, I was gonna.
See,
Look, we're fine. I was just about to be like, yo, Drewsky, I've been talking a lot. I feel like, you know, you might have input. I want to know what you have to say. Yes, yeah, you answer this. Yes.
Okay, so I would say title-wise, yes, it makes a huge difference. It's just like YouTube. You definitely had to have something like eye catching or something
that kind of rewards viewers or people that want to come to your stream, because in a sea full of so much competition,
you want to stand
out basically. So you have to have something that's like valuable
to like for the viewer.
And I don't know, I've been trying to experiment as well, but I do every stream I do a unique title at least, or try to be, and something that's like something that's,
I don't know, some people have done different techniques about like, you know, starting off with like a question or
something that you are literally going to be doing on stream, or something like a challenge per se.
Yeah.
Glitch is one that was kind of like giving me education about like
basically having some type of like, you know, meta game within a game,
which is like good. Like it keeps like, you know, users engaged, but you do something like that too. So there's, yeah, I've been experimenting. It does help at times, but yeah, you can't really do much other than that, because on YouTube you could do the thumbnail and like the title, but on Twitch obviously you're streaming, so like your thumbnail's always like evolving because you're live. So
title is a big deal for sure. Like a lot of people, I think they don't utilize it enough. They just write some bullshit and they don't.
It usually doesn't work, or it doesn't help.
Yeah, I agree. I so agree. Yeah. Booby stream, yo, you got that? That's your next stream title. Drewsky's gonna be booby stream. He's gonna have that. It's gonna be amazing.
I could do only the knees. You know what I'm saying? I could do only the knees.
Fred, you cannot.
It's kind of like an evolving thumbnail.
Yeah, because it captures, right? Like.
Yeah, it captures maybe like the last like 30 seconds of what you did, like visually on your stream.
I think after you edit though, I mean after it's just a VOD, can't you change the thumbnail then?
Oh yeah, you could. Yeah, you
yeah.
can.
Yeah, you could. But you know, who's gonna look at VODs? Like. Real talk, like no one really looks at VODs, honestly.
I don't know. My girlfriend does go back in and change her VOD thumbnails. I've never done it, but
really?
There are some VODs I'll go back and I'll look and I'm just like, oh my god, like it captures me at like the funniest, like I can't even. I look so funny and I just leave it up there because I think it's hilarious. Yeah. But I'm like in the middle of laughing, I'm just like, ah. and it's like captures me while I'm doing that or something, right?
Oh, you know what I randomly thought about for like monetization
Frames.
for VODs?
What's up? Okay, I should be coming back. Sorry, Fred. Sorry. I don't know what happened, but
Is the stream okay?
I don't know. He said frames.
Oh, frames. Oh, I am seeing it right now actually too. Is your OBS warning you anything?
Well, it was yellow for a little bit, but now it's green.
Oh,
so I
okay.
feel like we're good. I feel like we're good.
Okay, once it's green. Okay, I think we're back to normal.
Better.
now.
Okay. Okay. Yes.
I was gonna say no.
Okay. Monetization for
yeah. Okay.
VODs.
So you know how do you know how the YouTube algorithm works, or like how they like monetize?
I am trying to get better about it.
Okay.
So, but yes, go. I want to.
But I'm super into it just because like I've been trying to grind out my YouTube channel. But
Fuck
basically,
yeah! I mean, it's
like-
homework.
yeah. So basically, like your like obviously on YouTube you can make money off of ad revenue.
Right.
But like if they actually integrated that within Twitch and like actually paid the streamers or content creators like money to like to actually curate their content on Twitch,
I think honestly that would make things a lot better and make it a little bit more competitive to like YouTube. Because right now,
YouTube has like the original content that people create and then they stream there as well.
Right.
But then like on Twitch, like our VODs, like you don't make any money off of it.
Right.
So like that doesn't
Do we
really
not?
motivate
Okay,
anyone.
so what I do, like after someone's rated me, I'm curious and I'm just like, extra like that. Like I'll go back into their VOD that say they rated me and I want to look to see like at the end to like, see, I'm just curious and I feel like it will help me like better understand their community. So like it's like for homework, but so I'll go back into their VOD and I have gotten ads when I'm like looking at people's VODs that have rated me that I am not subscribed to. Does that streamer not get
Oh wait, okay, so
they do get a small piece of like ad revenue, but it's
But
definitely
it's
not
like-
as like much as like
right.
YouTube. Yeah. So
from my understanding, obviously I could be wrong about that, but I definitely don't think it's as prevalent compared to like YouTube.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, at
So
least
again,
like we
yeah.
get shit from people watching our VODs. I didn't know. I never even thought about that until you brought it up right now.
yeah.
So I don't know. I think it's important, but I just feel like people care more if they actually like, gave people money about like for people that do watch VODs.
Right.
It gives it some type of incentive.
But also like how many people do watch VODs? Like I will go back and watch VODs because I am hip to all this stuff, but I feel like a lot of
Yeah.
people that aren't hip to Twitch, they won't go back and watch VODs and they won't know how to
No.
like, oh, a hype trade is coming in. I want to go back to the game. I can just fast forward a little. They'll just be like, what is going on? And they'll just exit
Yeah.
out, like they don't get it. I don't know.
I think it's just I think it's just mainly the bad attention span of people, because like even a 10-minute video, people will not stick around a 10 freaking minute video. Like, do you think they're gonna stick around for like a 4-hour, 5-hour like VOD, right?
Exactly. And again, it's like they'll
tough.
stick around for the live stream if they ever do catch it, because they'll like
Yeah.
they'll get the live interaction and stuff like that. Like they'll get that, but if they no one is going to watch your VODs to get that, and entice them to follow you. And I feel like that's what YouTube is for. The algorithm on YouTube is, I know it's really brutal. I
Yes,
haven't
it
started
is.
streaming on YouTube, but I do know someone, and I do want to bring them. Okay, so I know 2 streamers. One is my like best friend, IRL best friend. She started streaming. She first started streaming on Reddit Public Live Access. On Reddit Public Live Access is what it's
I
called.
didn't
So
know
it's
you could stream
Reddit
on Reddit.
Public Live Access. Yeah, I don't even know what the fuck it is. Whatever. But so you have moderators on Twitch that you can assign for your channel. For Reddit, there are moderators and they'll go around. Like Reddit will choose them. There are moderators and they can go to any channel and ban whoever the fuck they want. But they have to have credibility on Reddit, like have been online for this long, blah, 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 whatever. So Reddit is different than Twitch. She got onto Twitch after I started streaming, but she's been on Reddit for way longer than I started streaming. And I also know this other guy who streams just on YouTube, and he has a Twitch, but he will only stream on YouTube. So I want to do an after hours that like talks about the difference between all that streaming, because he's eventually, I mean, he eventually got to Twitch, but from my understanding, I feel like a lot of people start on Twitch, use their VODs as content, edit it down, then put it on YouTube. Because I have found a lot of Twitchers from YouTube, and I like I like watching their shit. And then I went onto Twitch when I created account finally, and I was like, oh shit, they are on Twitch. And I was notified when they were live, and I saw when they were live, but it wasn't the same experience per se as when I was watching their VODs on YouTube. I mean, their VODs, their YouTube videos. And so I'm still trying to get hip to it. So I do want to have a conversation about that with these two people, talking about the differences, because I feel like the algorithm on Twitch, discoverability is shit. So that's why like creating your title the right way, having the right tags, it matters. Just tying this all back into why rhetoric matters, you know. But it's like same thing. Like I don't know per se the different algorithms, you know.
Yeah.
Jacob, welcome back. Oh my gosh, Mac the Void, thank you for the wine. But yeah, I mean, do you have, and this is kind of going off topic, but I don't think it's a waste of time at all. Like you are saying, like the YouTube algorithm, you're hip to that. Like, what can you tell us about the YouTube algorithm? Because I know it's brutal as shit, and I don't understand why this YouTube streamer streams mostly on YouTube and not on Twitch. I don't know why. I'm like, don't you do it the other way? I'm like, you're doing it backwards. You're kind of doing it backwards.
I don't know anymore now to this day, actually, because YouTube is becoming more and more, you know, competitive to Twitch now, it was just good in a way. It's like at least they're a lot better than Mixer.
Yeah.
Because like with Mixer, like that shit died so quickly, but still.
Okay, so just like in general, what do you know about the algorithm then? Because like I have 2 videos on there, and I'm just testing the waters. I'm not even, you know, so. For anyone that doesn't know at all, algorithms.
So this is what I've noticed for the algorithm. So far, it's been, you know, your title, of course, number 1, and then the thumbnail, and then how many people actually like click on your videos,
and how long they actually stay on your video. Like the duration really matters, because if you have a video that's per se like 10 minutes long, and they bounce within like 30 seconds of it, it ruins your your discoverability basically, because like then YouTube will not recommend your video to like a random person basically. So you need to make sure your content's like worthy enough to like stick around, or to have them stick around for the majority of the video, and then you're good. I've noticed, just for content wise, what works, at least for me, the content that's like kind of like grown is basically either like vlogs or original content that you create, or like evergreen content so far that I've noticed.
So original content you create,
nothing is based on stream, so like all of it's like original. So like whatever you create.
Okay, so I guess like evergreen content is like content that will live, like, so Fred Dog,
at least for a few years.
It's like there's 24-hour discoverability on YouTube, whereas Twitch is really only when you're streaming. And I think, right? So it's like evergreen content. Do you not think that what did you say? Like original content? Is that what you said?
Yeah, I said original content, then evergreen content. Yeah.
So
those are 2 good ones.
Don't you think that if you're streaming on Twitch, your VOD can be edited down so it can be both an evergreen content and original content? Because isn't streaming on Twitch original content in a sense, and then you're just editing it down? Or am I misunderstanding?
I see your perception about it. I'm just saying, just for, you know, your community in general, or even for like my community, like I've done YouTube videos based on, you know, the conversations I've had with other people as well, but it just didn't do as well compared to like the other stuff that I was creating basically. So I'm just giving you a heads up. Like obviously, you know, anyone could, you know, not anyone, you could totally do like what you're saying, but your community would have already like if they're actually like super dedicated, they've already like know what to expect.
Because like they're like, oh, I already watched this. Technically,
Right.
Because I've showed it to other people in my community too, and they're kind of like whatever's about it. But like when I actually present them something that they've never seen before, then they're actually like excited about it.
Oh, okay. So I think I understand what you're saying. So what I'm hearing is like original content being like recordings that you're doing just for YouTube, and then you edit it down. It can be evergreen. It doesn't have to be. But original content is like shit that you haven't already had on Twitch. Right?
Yes.
Is that what you
Stuff
mean?
that anything that pretty much that you don't do on stream that you can create like on your own when you do actually have time.
I see. Right.
That you just have to like just have to set some time away to like do it,
just
basically.
Record. So this
like,
could be a conversation that would be original content if I wasn't streaming, and then I edited it down.
Like yeah, exactly. Like that's why sometimes you can just have one that's
maybe just like one per month of just completely like no one has seen it because
you're recording it offline, right? So that's technically original, and then people will be like more
hype for it because they're like,
okay, I see what you're saying.
Like they haven't seen this yet, so it's good to surprise viewers.
True.
I think a lot of people like that. So
Hangover
honestly,
soup.
at the end of the day,
is that pho?
like it is. In my opinion, it is.
Me too.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like in general, like you could totally still create, a video based on a VOD, but I would say don't expect for that to like that content to like
launch you into like stardom per se, or popularity, you could say.
So that's so good. Like, and I guess coming like making everything come full circle is like Christo. I love him. I watch him so much. I'm actually gonna start sending you. I'm gonna DM you like a lot of his YouTube videos because I feel like you would benefit off of them. He is a content creator. I think he did the Nike's logo. Okay, so anyways, I watch a lot of his shit, but bringing it back to like branding and marketing rhetoric. One of the videos that always it kept popping up, but I never was interested in clicking in was like a freelancer's guide, or a guide for a freelancer, or a map. It was something like a map guiding how to freelance or something like that. And I was like, I'm not technically a freelancer. I mean, I know I'm a freelancer. Oh my god!
Big boy raid.
Yo!
Welcome everyone to the big. Welcome everyone to After Hours.
How are you guys? Joseph, please.
They're breaking your stream.
You?
I'm kidding.
Probably. I mean, I feel like it's happened before, but Brian, thank you so much for the raid. I so appreciate you. I was thinking about you the other night. I really was. Very polite raid. Who are we hanging out with tonight? Oh my gosh. Okay, here. We'll do ! Happy hour. This is what's going on right now. This is what we're talking about. But welcome raiders. Joseph Plays, welcome officially to, well, happy hour, but I guess it's officially, I mean, it's technically after hours, but what the fuck were you up to, Brian?
Yeah, what was he doing? Let's see.
Sketchful. Oh, True. That's so fun. You haven't? Yo, because I know you were doing like a lot of Jackbox. It's like it's like Pictionary, but like you could do it. It's like a website, and you just do it. You invite people. It's like Pictionary, and it's so fucking fun. It's kind of like that telephone sketch game that you were playing the other day.
Oh, Gartic Phone.
Oh my god.
Highly recommend it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Brian.
Drewsky setup as wild. I know, right?
Just say it was very expensive. I blew my stimulus money on it.
Can we get a link to Drewsky's content? True. So when I do the happy hour, it shouts him out. But yo, you're right. I totally did not. Here, let me shout him out, and I will put his like socials in there.
Thank you, Brian. People actually like my stuff.
Yo, okay, Brian. So I'm not trying to like give away any fucking spoilers, but like since it's happening, what I wanted to do, okay, I don't know why it's not typing here. Yo, Drewsky, just like fucking plug it. Okay, there you go. You did. Jesus. Because like it took me forever. Gosh, now
Thanks,
I was
Brian.
like trying to shout you out, but like oh my fucking God. There you
It's
go.
okay.
Yes, do that.
You're good.
So
Thank
I
you.
saw your YouTube video, like, you know, things you wish you knew before you started streaming. And
that video's doing well.
yeah, I really like it, and like I was
Sorry.
going to ask you to do after hours about that, just because like true, but we started to do this, and I got more excited about that, and I wanted to have this conversation with you. So I was going to reach out to Brian VSB and Flock City to join me for after hours to be like, you know, shit you knew before you started streaming. Because I feel like Flock City is S1N, Brian does some variety games, but he does, I met him through Tetris, so I feel like it would be a really well-rounded, you know, insightful conversation about that shit. But yeah, Brian, I was totally thinking about you the other fucking day, okay?
Nice.
Fonty, thank you so much for the biddies. The 15 bits and the 20 biddies again. Oh my gosh, Fonty, how are you? But yeah, Drewsky, your video, like 5 things I did before I started streaming or whatever, that is what I was like, oh, Charu, like, why is this not an after hours thing? So yeah, Brian, I will be reaching out to you again. Pencil me in. Oh my god, yes.
Oh,
yes.
nice.
Because I feel like he doesn't know Flock
Ooh, I
City,
wanna
and
meet
I just,
Brian.
right? Like, I just feel like they would just really give good conversation to that. But Drewsky, you are the one who inspired me to do that. And then
Aw.
I was just like really busy, so I wasn't able to reach out to you, and I was lurking in your stream, and then I hopped back in, and then you said rhetoric ? And I was like, oh my gosh, rhetoric ! And then that's when I was like, yo, I want to talk to you about this shit.
I'm glad because I learned a lot through
I'm
all
so
this,
glad.
which is good.
I'm so glad. Oh
And
my
I will
gosh.
take it. I will take it to an account with like everything that I pretty much do now, which is again, thank you.
Oh yeah, your
I should pay you or
YouTube. Can you
something for
plug your
this.
YouTube in there? Yo, plug
Oh,
your
my YouTube?
Yeah,
Oh,
because like
damn,
if I
okay.
try to do it, I don't know, my shit is like lagging and
Thank you,
everything.
Brian. Let me see here. I could plug my YouTube. Yeah, I'm trying to grow up my
Me
YouTube
too, me
channel
too.
like a lot.
Brian, do it. While you're doing it, do me too, me too. Yes, do it, do it.
Of course, of
Yay.
course.
Not trying to
Let me
like, you know,
see.
self-promote I'm just kidding. I'm just
You're
kidding.
self-promoting.
But I'm
Imagine
just saying.
self-promoting in your own stream.
Here, Brian. I think this is mine. If you click that, you should be able to get to my channel
Yes.
or my YouTube video. I mean my YouTube channel.
Yeah, so
But yeah.
his newest one where it was like 5 things I wish I knew before I started streaming. That's
And I have a
what-
video about revenue. About
I
how
saw
much
that
I made.
too. I think I saved
Yeah.
it in my playlist so I could like watch it later. I
Yeah, you
haven't
should
had
watch
time
it.
yet, but
Yeah, like I basically, I don't know. I feel like it's good to have transparency with all this.
yes,
Because-
genuine, like being genuine, just the genuineness, you know, authenticity. And I feel like once you have that down, then the rhetoric will come, you know.
Exactly.
But yeah, I agree. So, and I did want to check out the video. I haven't yet, but
It's interesting. I try not to like make it a flex video at all, but
I definitely again
flex a
it's
little.
a-
Yo, okay.
again to like bring it back to our overall theme is just like
you kind of want to make it a story too. It's just not just purely factual stuff.
Right? So it's like
and
you kind of were practicing these things without knowing that that's what you were doing. And like some things do better than others. And I guess it's like this conversation can help. Oh, this is why this video did better than the
Yes.
other one. Right?
Yes. Yeah. And obviously it's good to create like, I don't know. That's why I've been trying to create content that's different. Cause I used to on YouTube, I used to do like only purely like games.
and I noticed like after a certain amount of time I'm like this is not really like helping me grow like the amount that I actually want to grow.
Yeah.
So I feel like at least, you know, I'm basically I already just passed. I just hit 2 years as an affiliate.
Nice.
And I've been wanting to like at least, you know, share my knowledge of what I've learned for people that are starting out or like people that have started streaming like during COVID, because I know tons of people just started streaming from like after COVID. So
Yeah.
yeah, I just feel like at least it's a little bit more relatable instead of like, you know, getting advice from some people that are like completely like popular and they're partners and stuff and they don't know the struggle because they're already like up there. So I don't know. I feel like it's good to create relatable content at the end of the day.
Oh yay, Fonty! You gave Drewsky a follow. Yes,
Oh,
and thank you so much for the
Thank you,
biddies.
Fonty.
Yeah,
You
so
got double love. That's double love right there. Sorry, go ahead.
know, right? It is. Well, I met Drewsky. So I was playing Little Nightmares. I wasn't streaming yet. I met Bismo. I was way too fucking scared. I had to go onto Twitch, watch someone else that was playing Little Nightmares so I could play with somebody, and he was behind me enough where like I could keep going, and because I didn't want spoilers also. So that's how I met Bismo. Bismo introduced me to the S1N community, and Drewsky is a part of the S1N community, and I've always hung out in his streams when I could, and it's always a lot of fucking fun. Learn a lot from him. So yes, and like he has all the socials like Twitter, Instagram, YouTube.
I'm everywhere. Yep.
Yup. Not in the Illuminati way, okay? Relax, you guys. Don't worry. But he, like, a question was brought up, like the whole rhetoric thing. So a quick overview is like branding is your perception, your reputation. Marketing is how you manage that perception, and the way to do that differentiates yourself from the competition is by refining your rhetoric. And that is essentially the conversation we're doing. Yo, how about high five on that? That's like the best way that I was able to, like, in a nutshell. My nutshells are like 7 hours later. I'm like, you know, giving a synopsis summary on that shit. So, but yeah, he's awesome. He has a lot of fun fucking streams. Like,
Thank you.
like, oh my god.
Try my best.
Yeah.
I know that obviously, you know, a lot of us are busy and like, you know, we can't always, you know, be there for each other. But again, I appreciate all the time that you give out to me. And then I try my best to give as much, you know, attention to your streams as well. But I enjoy, honestly, the stream with like you and Glitch was like one of my favorites. Cause like, you know, I like both of you guys. But again, I was just like so hooked. I couldn't even like put your like stream away. Like I had to like put it up on my tablet and my phone. I was like, oh my god, I just gotta keep, you know, listening in. And I like how you are doing this, plus like obviously your game stuff as well.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's good, at least, you know, you are branching out and not, you know, being always, you know, like doing the same thing all the time.
Right, because I mean, the same. Okay, I feel like in the beginning you said something about how you like to create these videos to just have these conversations and like spread awareness, and I feel like that's exactly what I'm doing. And I feel like especially with this rhetoric thing, but with Glitched, with Tetrium in the past that I've done, I feel like people are wondering these things. There's just not a conversation about it in their immediate reach, because I'm sure maybe Devin Nash has a conversation somewhere like this out on YouTube,
for sure.
right? But it's like, yeah, I told her she's doing a podcast. Oh my god. Fonty, I so appreciate you. Yo, Fonty, always. I appreciate you so much. I hope you're doing better, you know? But and I like to talk about that shit, you know? So it's like, if I'm gonna have this conversation, might as well just have it accessible for other people that will be interested. Yeah. So, and your conversations in Paradise, like in the beginning, when I first started streaming, I was just like, oh, that's so cool. And I remember like listening to a few of them. Yeah. And then like I did the first one that I did with After Hours was all about like, oh my god, what the fuck? It was like an author, and it was about writing. It was about like symbolism and all this shit. But I did that and I was like, this is actually really fun just to fucking talk about it, because chat was involved, and I was like, oh shit, they do like this, you know what I mean? Like,
oh, they love it. I feel like honestly the trend of Twitch is just chatting again. Well, it's been a trend, because I don't know, at times, you know, the gameplay will always be there, but especially when like the game industry is kind of like stagnant, or like there's not a new game that's like coming out, like I feel like the interaction between people is always what keeps, you know, the streams going at the end of the day. So I think you and I are both on the same page, at least with like interacting with like the chat, plus like at least providing some type of like value. At the end of the day, that's what they come here for.
Yes, exactly.
So,
and okay, going back to the whole rhetoric thing, it's like, how do you offer, or how do you let people know who are not yet a part of your community that you do have value to offer them? It goes with your titles that you put on YouTube or your VODs, and knowing that there is like, I think 40 or 60 characters that will pop up, and then the rest of them gets chopped off. Like if you scroll over it, it will like eventually show up, but like most people don't
No
fucking
one's
have
gonna
time
do
for
it.
that. Like,
Yeah.
if you want to offer them value, you have to make it as graspable as possible. So like you have to put the oomph in the beginning. And I know
Yeah.
that I did it, and mine is After Hours featuring Drewsky. And I think after branding, I feel like after branding it might cut off, but since we promoted it in Discord and whatever, like I did take that into account.
Yeah.
And also it was like we were doing the video call and I was like, okay, let me update my title really quick. So that was just the easiest thing to
Yeah.
do. If I spend time to really like put an eye-catching title, would I get more viewers? Probably, but I haven't done that yet, you know, but it does take time to really like.
Yeah.
So anyways, it's like you have to.
Make the
If-
time then, Jen.
I know, right? I know, right? Fuck, I gotta drink more wine. God damn it. God damn it.
You
But
don't know
it's-
how long prepping and planning takes
It
with all this
does.
stuff.
It fucking.
It takes a lot of time.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
And I feel
'cause,
like our conversation, it was actually easier than some of the conversations that I had to plan out in the past, you know?
Yeah. I think because, like, you know, I'm experienced with it too. So I kind of know what you're, like, gonna, you know, go with and stuff
Yeah,
sometimes.
yeah.
But to go back with it is that it like more of the planning takes more time than the actual like, you know, event itself.
It really, really does.
So, like, it takes me like basically it takes me like a week to plan out like an actual podcast, and then like to actually like prep for it is like almost the entire day, pretty much.
Yes.
Well, not entire day, but like
Right?
majority of the day.
And like it's such a shame when people have great content that will offer value, but they don't market it correctly, and
Yes.
it doesn't get like, you know, it doesn't get the clicks or the views that they might deserve. And that's where the rhetoric comes into play, where like the title, okay, oh yeah, oh yes, this is what I was talking about before I got raided, the wonderful raid by the most fabulous Brian. I don't know if they're still here or not. I know like they just raided, they usually stream for, and they are very you know, interactive with their chat, so I know after their streams like it takes a lot of energy out of them, so I don't even mind if they did like raid and run and whatever. So anyways, so I love Christo, and one of the videos that I didn't click on was like a guide map for freelancing or some shit like that, and I was like, okay, I don't want to just be a freelancer, because I feel like a lot of freelancers, they want to like make big boy money even though they are a freelancer. I know technically I am a freelancer, but I never clicked on that video. I had it playing, I had Christo playing in the background while I was doing online shit, and then this video started playing just automatically, because that's how YouTube does, on my Fire Stick, and I was like listening, and like something caught my attention. I was like on the computer, and I was like, what? I was like, what the fuck? And I was like, yo, and I was like, what video is this? And I was like, this is the freelancer's guide to marketing, or I mean a map to freelance. I was like, what the fuck? And I was like, Christo, why the fuck did you title it that? And then I looked at, I was like, this is the least viewed video that he has, and he has videos that are viewed like 100,000 views, and then like millions of views. This one was like, I think 30,000 views, and I'm like, bro, it's cuz why the fuck did you title it that? That's where the branding and marketing rhetoric comes into play. But it's like he's so good that he doesn't have to refine his rhetoric in that way, because the content he offers is so valuable. But it's like, if you're not the most pog player at Smash Brothers or Apex Legends, then you can't be like Christo, where like you don't even need to fucking worry about your rhetoric, right? But if you do have something to offer, if you're valuable, that's where the rhetoric will really, really fucking help you. I haven't clicked on this video. I've been watching him for like, I don't even know how long. It's so fucking long, and I never clicked on this video because I'm like, I don't want a guide to freelancing. Like, that's not what I want. This video was not talking about that. It was talking about like how to position yourself as an entrepreneur while still being a freelancer to make like the big boy money, but you know, not being on Fiverr and just getting like the minimum like however hourly charge that you're offering, because no one else will hire you then. That's what the meat of this video was. But putting that in your title is way too fucking long, the synopsis that I just said. So then how do you like make that into a good title? Like that's where the rhetoric
Short
work
and
comes
sweet.
in.
Yep,
You know?
and the rhetoric.
And like, I think, and he is so busy. He talks to a lot of fucking people. Like, he doesn't have time. But I'm just saying, like, I don't even think he realizes like branding and marketing rhetoric and how it will differentiate you. Because I was like, I don't need this video. I don't need to watch it. I don't want to be a freelancer. I don't want to learn how to be a freelancer. That's not what the video was talking about. And I only accidentally came upon it. You know what I mean? Like, fuck.
That's why the title could literally make or break your video, which
yes,
sucks.
yes.
And I've noticed that as well. That's why I like started tweaking like some of my titles to see if it helps.
I mean,
But
yeah.
at the end of the, yeah. I don't know. It's
hard.
Yeah, it's very hard. That's why you
have to be very careful. But again, like you said, it all comes down to rhetoric and how to make it a little bit,
the most
attention
compelling,
grabbing.
Yes.
the most compelling. And I feel like that's the best way to describe it, because attention grabber, true, but like you don't want it to be clickbait. But it's like, I'm not being clickbait. I'm just trying to give you the meat of the meal without like, revealing the meat. But it's like, you want to know what the meat is, so like that's why you're gonna click it. And it's like, that's what is in your title.
I don't know. I've tried to make some pretty like unique titles to be, to stand out, but some of those don't even work. Like sometimes you just have to be kind of like with the norm at times.
Yeah.
Just so at least your videos appears, around the same people.
Yes, you have to. So like knowing the algorithm. So like going back to the conversation that Bismo and I had about off-stream work and homework is like a big thing about growing. It's like that's where the homework comes in. Like exactly what you said, Drewsky. See, you fucking get it. You get it. Yes, Fred Dog. Yo, Fred Dog, you get me. You get
exactly,
me.
Yeah.
You're supposed to give them the appetizer, not the meal, okay? The appetizer.
You gotta titillate them tastefully. Tastefully. You don't want to give away the farm, You gotta titillate them.
Exactly. You had to use that word.
Because it's such a good word. Like what it means is like, tease them in the appropriate amount. I don't even know what the fuck it means, but I like that it has like titty in the, the core of it. Titillate
Fair
them.
enough.
So I feel like we did. Okay, I know you do have like a day job and all of that.
Yes.
Yeah, so if you had any more questions, I feel like I did get all the points that I wanted to.
Okay.
Yeah, all the meat. All the meat. Free the nipple. That's a hashtag. Hashtag free the nipple. But I feel like Okay, so really quick before I like do the whole closing thing,
Sure.
I was like with one of my clients, I was trying to explain to them how like if I'm trying to say one sentence and it's a little complicated and I say it. Oh, and you just told me I have about an hour left. Yo, see, we're fucking vibing. We're vibing. Oh my god, I love this. But I was telling them, and I was telling them this, and they really, really understood it. It's like what I specialize in is not the grammar of it. It's not like I before E except after C, like blah blah blah. I don't do that shit. I'm not the best at it. So like that's why I will rearrange my sentences when I'm like, is this a word? Whatever. Rearrange the whole fucking sentence to avoid that grammar question that I have. Like what I emphasize on is like, even though a sentence is like technically and grammatically correct, that doesn't mean that it's good writing. It doesn't mean that it's good English. It doesn't. So that's where the rhetoric comes in where, if you like, we're always taught in school to write in an active voice, not a passive voice where it's like, you're supposed to write, I threw the ball, not the ball was thrown by me. That makes it a passive voice. The active voice is I threw the ball. That makes it the most powerful, the most, it directly, the verb is in direct relation to you. It's not like the action verb was done and then somehow you're related to it. Okay, does that make sense? Okay. Because sometimes if you get too technical, it can confuse people. It still confuses me. So anyways, if you write a sentence in that way, sometimes it won't make for good English. It won't make for good writing. It's not the most compelling. It actually makes the sentence a little bit more awkward. So that's where the whole rhetoric matters comes into play, where it has to be, you have to take into consideration your audience and the different aspects of what you're trying to say and how that pieces into what you're trying to say. And I wish I had a good example of this, but there are some sentences where it is better to say it like the ball was thrown by me, but it's because it was following another sentence, you know. But technically that is not good grammar. That's not correct grammar. That's not grammar written well. Oh my gosh, he did freeze again. Oh my god, true. Be right back. Okay. Whew. It's okay, we'll wait for him. I do the same shit. I change a whole fucking sentence to avoid. Right, Fred Dog? Oh my gosh. It's okay, so he actually did freeze again. But it's okay, we'll wait. When he calls me back, I don't even, I know like I was just going on and on and on, so I will wait for him to let me know when it was cut off. When it got cut off. But yeah, he did freeze again. Oh yeah, you good, I got you. Oh, this was so fun though. I had so much fun. Oh my gosh. And I so appreciate the raid. And for those of you guys who are sticking around, you know what I mean? Like, coming back. Yay! Yeah, just call me.
Hello?
Oh, you are
Hi.
back. Oh, there you are.
Sorry.
Yay!
My program crashed again.
It's
Alright, what were we
okay,
saying
it's
again?
okay.
Sorry. I'm so
I
sorry.
don't know where I got cut off because like tangents on tangents on tangents,
Yeah.
right? So,
Okay.
do you know where I got cut off? Or I can start all over. I totally can. Embrace
Oh,
yourself,
God.
you guys. I totally can. It's just like a
So
2-minute explanation.
Yeah. No, you're basically telling me before you're ending. Yeah, just go ahead. Just up to you. Whatever.
Oh my gosh, Alpha Domain, how are you? How many Twitch husbands do you have? So, this is actually one of my homies, okay?
Oh my gosh,
Here.
Alpha.
Yay! This is what we're talking about.
Yes.
It's so
Yes.
good. But,
Fred
okay.
again?
So the definition of rhetoric. Okay, actually, let's just start this whole conversation over again. Let me start from the beginning. I'm just kidding. So what I was trying to say was like,
Okay.
like, technically what they teach in school is like writing in an active voice is better than writing in a passive voice, where
Yes.
I threw the ball. That is a better written sentence than the ball was thrown by me. That makes it passive because you are the subject of the sentence. The verb, it's not directly related to you, the action word, whatever. But just because a whole sentence and whatever you're trying to articulate is written well, written in the correct grammar, does not mean that that automatically makes it good writing or good English, for lack of better words. It doesn't, and that's where you have to hone in really knowing who your audience is, because writing the ball was thrown by me sometimes makes more sense for the story, if I may, that I'm trying to tell as a whole. It makes more sense writing it that way, and writing it in the other way actually would take away its oomph and, you know, the meat of what it's trying to fucking say. So it's like the rules of thumb is like to know your audience, the message that you're trying to get across, and the way that they're going to perceive it, and just because it's written correctly does not mean that it makes it the most compelling way to write it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you
I
missed
agree.
it 2.5 hours. All right, Alpha, yeah, let's start. Drewsky, are you ready? I'm just kidding. But okay, really quick
There's the
synopsis.
mod, you know? There's the mod.
Oh yes, and
Wink, wink.
Drewsky, I feel like Drewsky's gonna edit this also, because like he does edit
Oh,
YouTube
wow.
videos and all this stuff. But I am also going to try to this eventually will all be on YouTube. Eventually, okay, it will be.
Cool.
But okay, so Alpha Domain, quick synopsis, and now I know how to do that, right? Because I've been practicing. It's like branding is your reputation. At the end of the day, for lack of better words, it's your reputation, your persona, your aura, your essence. And how to manage that is by marketing, because marketing is the art of managing perceptions. And the way to do that in the most compelling way is by refining your rhetoric. And how do you do that? That's what we're talking about. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Yep.
Man, it's been really fucking meaty conversation.
Yeah.
Meatful.
Learned a lot, which is good.
Oh my god, I'm so glad that you did.
Yeah.
It will not get read. Yes, alpha domain, exactly. You have to know your audience. You have to know your audience. Yes. And people that are like,
really?
you know,
Yeah.
it's whom. Okay, technically it's whom, but it makes better sense if you just write it a different way. Because your audience isn't going to fucking get that anyways, you know?
Like I've written a freaking essay and then no one reads it. It's like, oh my gosh.
No. I would read
Pain.
all of your essays.
I appreciate it. Just like, I don't know, so at times it's like I don't even know if they get read or not, but again, it's like you have to know your audience.
Yeah.
Now that I know.
Yeah. Yes. Good movie trailer. Exactly. Okay, because like one of my favorite movies is Stay Alive. It's like a spoopy. It's a spoopy movie. It's like a gamer horror. It's a horror movie that involves gamers. Okay, but the trailer. It's an older movie, so the trailer makes it look so cheesy. And I'll show the trailer. I'm just like, they have to at least update the trailer because it looks so cheesy. It doesn't give it, you know. Never start an email with dear. Just never. Yeah.
By the way, I can't wait for the Mortal Kombat movie to come out.
There's a Mortal Kombat movie coming out.
Yeah. It's
What
coming out
the
on
fuck?
HBO Max and in theaters, I believe.
Yeah, video game.
Movies, that one looked actually pretty good.
Oh my god, Fred Dog, to whom I love. So I actually, depending on who I'm writing to, I will start my emails with greetings or hi.
That was a greeting.
I'm
Yes.
like, hi Drewsky, exclamation point.
Yeah.
But if it's like more professional, I'd be like, greetings, you know,
To whom this may
financial
concern.
team leader or whatever, right? Like,
Yeah.
I don't write dear, but I think that was me trying to also like, I don't want to be basic. I don't want to be a Becky. And I
Yeah.
didn't realize like what I was doing was using rhetoric as a tool to differentiate myself from others. I never realized that that's what I was doing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hi is
Yeah.
always safe.
Yeah, right? And yeah, so at the end of these things, I do have like a thing of speed questions that I like to go through. So I already have that prepared for you. But
Nice.
that's like the closing thing, like the last thing we
Okay.
do. Because I feel like we got into the meat of everything. Is there anything that you have questions about? Even like casual, they could be off topic, whatever. Anything that like you feel like you want to ask that I might be able to help you with, or that we could talk, or that our viewers might also be having questions about.
My only question for you is, where's your branding? Okay.
Oh, my
We need some
branding.
gin and soda branding. Okay.
I know, like what
I
the
want-
fuck is
this
gin
is your
and
homework.
soda and I'm drinking wine? It's not gin and wine, right?
Yeah, we
Oh
need
my God.
we need you to set some time and then figure out your branding. Get some good, nice overlay, you know. Some
Right?
appearance.
So it's like
you know?
all I do is like it looks like I'm a professional streamer, but it's like I am totally doing everything fucking jankily, but what you guys see, it totally looks like I'm professional and I do this for a living, you know. It looks like that. Like you can like change the seeds and stuff like that, but oh my god, like I know I have to work on my overlays. Okay, so this is what I was thinking, because like, you know, every time I stream is happy hour. And I was
Yes.
trying to think of like an overlay where it looks like you're at the bar. I don't even know how I would do that. It was just something that I came up with and I was like, okay, when I can do that, I will do that. Right? But
Okay,
I feel
so-
like that would be awesome where like the outline Yes.
Sorry. Okay.
No, I want to know. I want to know.
Okay. So I've seen. Do you know who Ava GG is?
No.
She's another like bigger streamer, but she used to have an overlay that's very like bar themed.
Right.
And you could definitely do that. You could definitely pull it off. But you know how you have that
Black background behind you.
Yeah.
You might be able to chroma key yourself out, and you could do like, you know, green screen.
As in, you could put yourself like literally looking
Look
like you're
like
in a
I'm in
bar.
the bar, yeah.
Yeah, so I feel like you could definitely use the background that you have and maybe like key yourself out, and then.
Oh, so you don't
yeah.
even have to have a green screen. I could chroma key.
Yeah, like because you have a black, you have like a solid color. You could tell it what color your
What?
chroma key is. Yeah.
That's
So you don't really technically need a
true.
green screen because Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I wouldn't go with black, but you could definitely go with like another solid color if you want to like save some
Yeah.
money. So you don't technically have to get like a really nice green screen.
That's awesome. I had no fucking
So,
idea. Thanks for
I
letting me
definitely
know.
say you should definitely go with the whole bartending thing because that's part of you. So
Yeah.
I would definitely like add that maybe to your branding. Like, you know, you don't have to have like an emo as your like profile picture. I know people, a lot of people do that, but
I mean,
like,
I have
you
to
could
update
definitely-
that. I know I
Yeah.
have to update that, but that was just like on the fly. Cause like what
Yeah.
Christo said was like, make a decision. It doesn't have to be the right one, and then like leave room to switch lanes. So I was like, oh, okay, I'm just gonna do this. I didn't know, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I feel like,
Just like-
it's
yeah.
okay for now. But I agree with
Yes.
you. I have to do
Just
a
when I-
lot of like
yeah.
updating.
yeah, just whenever you have time, I think you should like slowly chip away at it.
Yep,
'cause
yep.
it does make an impression for people. Like I
Mhm.
know, you know, at the end of the day, that the equipment that you have, whatever the branding you have, doesn't matter, but the content matters. But still, like it's just a more professional touch.
Oh yeah,
just because like we're on the topic
absolutely.
of branding. in a
Yes,
sense.
exactly.
Yeah.
Because like I've always been a consultant for bigger companies. Like in DC, I've opened I think like 3 or 4 huge bars or restaurants. Some of them being corporate, some of them not. I was on the opening team for opening this restaurant in DC, so that's how I curated a lot of my knowledge for this stuff, and like applying it to my own personal brand was never a priority for me. But now that I am being a content creator and whatever, now that I'm Twitch, I'm just like rolling with the punches, you know. But I agree with you 1000%, because I focus so much on the company and I was helping them and I helped them grow, like. Yeah, and I
'Cause you
like,
could
why
use
don't I
that-
do that for myself?
Yeah, you should do that for yourself.
Right,
yeah,
right?
like
Definitely,
Like-
like you could definitely have that branding on like everywhere too, like your Twitch, your YouTube, and everywhere.
Yeah,
So it's
mama
valuable.
will see it. Or bring back the closet look, right? Because this
Yeah.
used to be my closet. I
Closet
covered my fucking closet. You guys were all like,
Oh,
why are you
you did.
streaming in your closet? And I feel like Drewsky, you've seen it. You've seen it.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Yeah. And I just
That
covered
sounds
it and I was
funny.
like, oh, it does look more cleaner. I was like, okay, I'll just leave
Yeah.
that on there.
Yeah. Like again, just just take it day by day. But I definitely am rooting for you because I know it does cost a lot of money if you want to get it like professionally done.
Yeah.
But I definitely highly recommend it. But no, I don't really have any questions left because I think I got most of my questions from our conversation earlier.
Yeah.
Like, I know what rhetoric is now, and I know what to do now for the future.
Like you
which is great.
understand a little bit, like
Yes.
employing it. Implementing it is not easy, and it takes a really long time to practice because like I do this for a living and
Oh,
I'm
for sure.
still like what word am I fucking looking for, blah blah blah, like I'm still it's not easy. So
not. Yeah, and it's definitely a skill that you have to develop and mature about it as well.
And I-
'Cause
okay,
I don't think a lot
so-
of younger people could do it.
exactly, because like they're not really focused on that, but I really do
Yeah.
feel like a good way to practice is like the small exercises every day with like, okay, I'm not going to say like for this entire conversation. And you're definitely not one of those who are like and then oh my gosh, and then so with my cousins, that's what I tell them to do. But
Honestly. 'Cause
another
they do it all the
thing,
time.
fuck yeah, yo, like they're so they know, and I told them, and they actually were like, and they froze, and
Yeah.
they're like, oh my gosh, I can't fucking do this, and I'm like, it's hard, right, and then they just like glared at me, and I was like, shit.
Just a lot of people just use those words as like filler because they're not thinking before they speak.
I mean, I know I also say like, but I know that
Yeah.
I don't use like
It's a
in the
bad
way
habit.
that they say like. So another good
yeah.
practice is to employ the we phrases instead of the I or you phrases. And I feel like just everyday practices doing that will help you be cognizant of every word that you spit out of your mouth, for lack of better words,
Instead of saying I every single time.
Yeah,
I,
well,
I,
especially
me,
if
me.
like if you're like only in certain situations, right? Because you can't go up to someone and like if you just start doing the we phrases, like it's not going to make any fucking sense. But it's like if I want to address something with you, I'm going to make sure that it's not taken in an offensive way, especially if I don't mean that to be offensive. And one of the things that helps with that is by using we phrases as opposed to I or you. because they can both seem alienating or, you know, positioning. Oh, I don't even fucking know. Like, you know, like separating, you know, it's like,
Yes.
yeah, okay, so the pauses are awkward to me. Helps fill the gap. Yes. However, I have listened to a podcast where the actually took away a little bit, and I was able to see that. And so Bismo and I were talking about it, like listening to your VODs, it helps. Because if you do the and it becomes distracting, where it's almost like in a rhythmic form, then that's when, instead of focusing on the like, you'll focus on the
Yep. And I know a lot of people that repeat sentences too. Yeah. That's like when they don't know what to say, they just repeat the same thing. So
right. And so, okay, I guess I know I said last point before we get into the closing thing. Last point, all right?
Okay.
Whenever you are speaking, especially publicly, I think it was Confucius that said this, and I said this to you in the beginning or earlier on, where it's like, think fast and speak slow. Papa Mar, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to Happy Hour. I appreciate you. This is what we're talking about right now, okay? But so think fast, speak slowly.
Yes.
When you are actually in the spot, like right now, you and I are literally in that spot right now, where when I first started to implement this practice, it felt so awkward because I felt like I am speaking so slow, but that's not what it is. It just feels like that because there's so much going on in your fucking brain, right? Like so I guess you have to remove yourself again from the conversation to see, like, okay, when I do pause, I'm thinking and I look up, and I know I do this a lot because I see myself doing when I'm watching my VODs, and I'm like looking up and I'm thinking at 1,000,000 miles per hour. What the fuck word am I thinking about? What the fuck word am I thinking about? What the fuck? But it doesn't feel like that long to the viewer. I mean, I know my cousins are like, oh my god, spit it out. What the fuck are you trying to say? But they're also like, and then dislike, and then, okay, so they're also like that. But to exercise the most compelling, slowing down your speech helps a lot. And actively slowing down your speech will help that practice of, you know, being cognizant of every word that you articulate. Yeah,
I'm starting to start doing that, but it's kind of hard to do that with like an active chat at times.
Oh hell yeah! Okay, like when I'm talking shit, I can speak 1,000,000 miles per hour. Like, what the fuck, bitch? What the fuck did you say? You know what I mean? And yeah, sometimes I get weeded. I put myself in the weeds where I'm just like, and I'm like, oh my god, bitch, let's go. So it's like the whole practice thing.
Yes.
Yeah. Lethal, how are you? How are you, Lethal? Neighbor.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people don't realize to take their time when they speak, and they think that like that person is just like waiting, like, you know, like
but
for them to hurry
they're
up,
listening, you know, and sometimes it acts as, it almost draws them in more because there's like a suspenseful pause, even though you're just like thinking, you know, oh my gosh, Faded, how are you? Okay, I said guys. Last point, but there's a last point, all right?
Oh my gosh, all right.
Where... Oh wait, fuck, I just lost it. Hold on. It's like when you are thinking. Yeah, it's like I think I forgot the punchline. I think it had something to do with, you know, the pauses, and it makes for a compelling speech. God damn it. It's okay.
It's all good.
Wordsworth said, when you stop willing it is when it comes to you. So I feel like after I do this whole closing session, we're like, bye. And I'm like, wait, it just came back to me. I feel like...
worst. It'll be okay. If anything, you could always DM me if you remember.
Oh, no, Faded. You totally didn't. I have been trying to close because I know Drewsky needs to go. I've been trying to close for like 17 hours now.
You're good. I don't like to end it when you're in a thought process, because I know how that feels.
Oh my god, I know.
So you're
but...
good.
Okay.
Oh, nice. You're doing some coding? That sounds cool, Faded. I'm a coder as well, by the way.
Oh yes, he's a web developer.
Yeah. Don't know what you're saying. No, I know Alpha. I've seen her other conversations with other people, so
Alpha.
I know what I was getting into, which I don't I'm cool. I'm chilling. I'm just setting a cutoff so like Jin knows. But I do need to use the restroom eventually, so.
Oh yeah, true. Oh my. Okay, in Glitch Mythos conversation, like our conversation, we both like went up and like went to the bathroom because we talked I think for 7 hours that one time.
Yeah, you guys did. I was like, holy crap, that's pretty long. But it was very valuable.
Oh, I'm so glad. Okay, I'm so fucking glad. All right, so.
That's dope, Faded.
Did anyone have any questions in the chat? Drewsky said he doesn't have any more questions. If
Yeah,
you
any
guys, I know
questions?
like some people that were here earlier probably might be lurking now. They're not here, but whatever. Opportunity. And then I will.
Any questions?
So I don't even know what the fuck this is called, but it's like a speed dating
Q&A.
thing of questions that I
Push on the
ask
report.
you.
Mm-hmm.
Like at the end.
You could say like a
Speed questioning, but it's like
speed run.
Yeah, whatever. I don't even fucking know. I don't even fucking know.
How much Bitcoin you got? Oh, I actually do have Bitcoin.
Yo,
And,
me too.
You do?
I totally got Bitcoin like a couple
Don't tell
months
me-
ago.
Don't tell me you got Doge.
No, what
You
is
have
that?
Doge? Okay.
No, I
That's
don't.
Dogecoin. That's like the meme coin.
Oh,
that's out
really?
right now.
Okay. Oh,
Yeah,
so I am hip.
um,
I don't even.
So I have Tron, which is like worth shit now, and I have Hex. I actually got recently into Hex because a streamer that was big into Hex coin, he sent me some Hex, so I own some Hex, and it's doing a little bit better right now. So, but what about you, Alpha? New coin or old? I think mine's new. I'm assuming.
What does that mean? What does that even mean?
Thank you, Fred. 24 shot clock. Oh yeah. Oh, that's a good name. Actually, that's a good name actually for your speed round, Jin. 24 second shot clock.
Ooh, yo. I don't need
Or
24
unless-
questions then.
Unless you do like 24-second shots, maybe like drinking shots.
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Just
because
do
like
something
they
with
do.
shots.
I totally
Yeah.
get you. Oh yeah, I was supposed to change my channel points to. Okay. Anyways. But
How to get clients? Questions for me.
okay,
Maybe-
so like really quick, another synopsis. What
Okay.
we're talking about was your branding, is your reputation. How to manage that is by how you market, and how to differentiate yourself from the competition is by refining your rhetoric. Boom! I think that was the best one I've done so far. So this whole
That's a good
thing
one.
exactly, I mean, essentially was to
Nice,
get more
Alpha.
clients, but it was like by focusing on doing that with the rhetoric. Ah, see, it's
Yes.
practice. I think I've done that 5 times, and that was the best one I've done
Yeah.
so far.
That was good. Cardano Ethereum, nice. Ethereum's actually was expensive at a certain point in time. So
I don't even know
Alpha's
which
doing
one
well,
I
Alpha.
have.
Oh my god, hot tub stream.
No, if Jin does that, I'll be like, oh, I don't know, man.
Oh, they're talking about you. You have to wear a fishnet
Oh,
tank top,
me?
though. Yeah, fishnet
Me?
tank top.
I would
And
love to do that if-
pasties, hot pink pasties. Yo, your viewership would like fucking explode Twitch. It would break Twitch.
It would, but like I'm not that desperate for money, yet. So maybe if I was unemployed, then I'll go that
I was
route,
talking
but-
about there's a market for it. There's a need. They want to see you doing
I don't
that.
think there's any guys doing it actually. Yeah. What I don't know if if I
Right,
was
yo,
desperate.
true. I don't think there's any guys doing it. Hello, you could be the
Yeah.
first one to do it. And then put your knee up
Yeah.
there. Put your knee up there. Just like your fucking, oh, my knee won't reach. Oh my gosh, there,
I
my
would
knee.
I'll lose my community immediately when that happened. Like, who's this boy? I don't know. I don't recommend anyone to do that just because it feels like it's such an easy cop out. It's such a like trend right now too, especially with the e-girls. Whatever. That's another topic.
Yeah, another topic with another bottle of wine, another after hours. But we could totally talk about that for hours, yo.
Yes. OnlyFans, yeah. People have been telling me to do OnlyFans. I'm like, no, dude. No thanks.
With your knee, yes.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like I could do like special stuff with the knees, like
Cover it in some like butter or something nasty. I don't know.
Okay.
Work for money.
So,
Okay.
Um,
Chappy,
this
wow.
was I enjoyed this conversation so much. I was so excited for it. And I'm so glad you said that
It's
you
fun.
learned a lot. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Yeah, it's good. That's why at the end of the day, that's why I absorb information like this,
Yeah.
because it's great because you could use it for like everything in life. And I
Mhm.
think a lot of people that should like, you know, take value for it. I know some people probably not, you know, not mature mentally for it, but it's good to know this type of stuff for you can use it for anything again. So
Yes, exactly, for
yeah.
relationships, like professionally and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Don't forget the questions. Oh, I have it right here. You right, you right.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I like to end it with like a
Okay.
speed run of questions. And it's
All
like
right.
the first thing that comes to your mind, okay? Just so people can know you
Okay.
better. So,
Sure.
are you ready? Okay.
Yes.
What's your favorite food?
Sushi.
Yeah?
Yes.
Your favorite cocktail, if you have one. I know you don't really drink.
I don't really drink, but cocktail wise, does Jack and Coke, is
Yeah.
that a cocktail? Okay.
Yeah, that's a fucking
That's
cocktail.
a-
Fuck yeah.
Jack and Coke. I know it's basic, but yeah.
No,
Jack and Coke.
true. Yo, you do you, okay?
Yeah.
Your favorite book or art or piece
Book.
of reading?
Imagine reading. No, does comics
Yes,
count?
okay, your favorite comic, like
Okay,
whatever.
so I would go with the Walking Dead comic book
Yeah?
series. Yeah, I like that one a lot.
Who is your
Mhm.
hero? Could be a character, could be a person, you know, or like a celebrity figure.
Iron Man for sure.
Yeah?
Robert Downey Jr. is Iron Man. Yeah, I loved him so much.
Oh man,
Like,
okay, so
he was very inspirational.
if you could have any superpower in the world, what would it be?
Okay, this might sound really really nerdy, but being smart actually, because I feel like you could use that to like win anything. Pretty
So
much.
like Doctor Strange?
Well, not that type of like smart, but like actually, you know, being the strategic or like being able to like get past.
So like
I don't
Iron
know how-
Man, Iron Man, because he's a
Well,
fucking
yeah,
genius.
yeah,
Like
like a
in one of the
genius, like, yeah.
movies, he was
Yeah,
like, when did you become an expert in whatever the fuck? And he was like, last night. I think that was like
Yeah.
Avengers. I think that was the first Avengers.
Yeah.
Right,
It's
right?
like, yeah, it's like Iron Man or like Bruce Banner, like it's like that type of smart.
Oh
type
yeah,
of thing.
true.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know,
I
just being smart, basically being like hugely smart. Because I'm not.
What is your favorite city?
City? Oh, that's a tough one. I want to travel, obviously, once COVID is like kind of calmed down. But city wise, I don't know. Maybe because I'm biased to LA. It's either LA or
I do
Japan.
love
I mean, so
LA.
Tokyo.
I've been to LA and I love Koreatown.
Yeah.
I fucking love LA. I love all of it.
Yes.
It's so LA, right? But I love it. I do. I love it. Even though
Yeah. Yeah, I've traveled to other states and stuff, but still, like, nothing kind of blows my mind. It's probably until I go to like Japan. Then it'll
Have you
probably
ever
blow
been
my
to
mind.
DC? Just curious.
DC, not yet. Not yet.
Ooh, okay.
DC's
okay.
good.
That was like a side question. Okay, so what is
Okay,
your biggest
sure.
fear? Biggest fear.
Biggest.
Like,
Okay. This might sound really emo, but fear of death.
no,
Like
that's
just dying.
true.
Because like I'm not really religious, so we don't really have like
the unknown. It's like
the unknown,
right?
yeah.
So
it's
death,
the unknown that scares
true,
me.
True.
Yeah. Like I as a kid and even now, like being older, it's like freaks me out. But yeah, I don't want to get too emo about it, but yeah.
What's your favorite color?
Color, I would say dark gray. Not to sound
Yeah, like gunmetal gray, gunmetal gray, or something like
Sure.
that.
yeah.
Your favorite holiday?
Favorite holiday. I would say Halloween now. Now that I'm
Yeah.
older, because I like dressing up. Actually, that does sound weird. I like dressing up into other like costumes or outfits. I think it'd be fun.
Idol, how are you? Okay, what's your biggest regret?
Ooh, that's a nice color. Never. Wait, what was the question again? Sorry.
Your biggest regret?
Oh, my biggest regret. Honestly, I would say taking college more seriously. I mean, not taking college seriously. Because like when I was in high school to like college years, I didn't take it seriously at all, so like I kind of like fell behind. because I was just like dicking around and like partying too much.
True. I feel like college is
So-
really underrated. There's a lot of like tools that they offer you, resources that if you take advantage of, you could use for your own advancement. That, you know, it's so like I think having a degree on paper is really it's like overrated. Yeah, right.
it
But
is.
like it's underrated in a sense where it's like don't just look at it like that. Look at college as it's offering me all these resources and tools. Okay, so I get what you're saying there. Your
Yeah.
favorite game, all-time game, and the next question is your favorite spooky game. So
Okay.
So-
So favorite all-time game by far, The Last of Us Part 1.
ooh,
So fucking
true.
good. Yes, I love that game. That game I replayed so many times, and I don't know. I might replay it again. What's it called soon? So
Do you play
we'll
like
see.
the multiplayer one where like you go in and you just okay, okay.
I'm not a well, for that game I only play it for the story. So
True,
like
true. Okay.
when I play like the multiplayer, I'm like, this is just numbing type of thing. Like it kills the vibe of like, you know, the specialness of that game for me.
Yeah.
Because I was really invested in the story.
Well, the reality of it, like, you know, how it's like in real time and like, you know, you have to like craft things like on the fly when you do play that,
Yeah.
like in shit like Warzone, it adds an element to it. That's what I've heard. I've never played it, but
Yeah.
I'm just saying. So, your favorite spoopy
Yeah.
game then?
Spoopy. That one's tough because I've been playing a lot of them lately.
Yeah, especially because you play a lot of them.
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't say Little Nightmares is actually scary. It's kind of like creepy or like very, you know, I wouldn't say it's scary. Scary. I would
It's
say.
spoopy.
Oh, spoopy. Oh, that's true. Shoot.
So, whatever.
Damn.
Any
Okay,
any
so-
question is right.
Okay, just because I'm here, of course, Little Nightmares. Then. I like both of them honestly. The second one's really good.
Did you finish
But, like,
it?
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
Story-wise, I don't know. I like the first one more than the second one.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
There has
Yeah.
to be a DLC for the second
Yes.
one. It hasn't.
Yes.
Okay. And the last question, a one-line life advice that you either live by or like, you know, you preach that, you know, that you want to give to enlighten us. Like one line
Oh.
life experience. YOLO could be one of them. You know what I mean? Like you only, you know, so it's not like,
Yeah.
but take your time. Yeah.
No, I've been thinking about this a lot lately too. I would say, oh, okay, I'm not frozen. I was looking at your stream as soon as I got
No, you were thinking really hard. So you were thinking really hard this time.
Oh my gosh. So I would say, okay, one big thing is treat others how you want to be treated. I know it's very cliche.
No, cliche, but yo, there's so
Yeah.
the reason why cliches are so timeless is because they're true. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like
Yes.
true. The golden
Like, there's-
rule.
Yeah, there's just so many moments that, you know, I wish they understood or people understood that, because I try
Oh
to treat people with like the most respect
Yeah.
and you know, being friendly and being like, you know, generous and stuff. But
And this is so
unfortunately,
nerdy, but it
Yeah.
totally like it comes full circle. That's exactly with rhetoric.
Yes.
How
Yes.
would you take the way that you said things? And then like when your mods were
Mhm.
like, you could have said it like this, and you're like, oh, true. You didn't think about that at the time you're writing the message to the mods. So it's
Yeah.
like it's so applicable. Oh my god, what a perfect ending. What a perfect answer. Like that was not scripted, you
Thank you.
guys. That wasn't
Yeah, it
scripted,
wasn't.
I swear, okay?
The world is mine. Oh my gosh.
oh,
yeah,
part 2.
idle, right.
Fred, I would recommend playing part 2 just for the gameplay.
Yes,
but
yes.
I
See,
don't
I
know.
told you. I told you.
I don't know.
Yep.
Story wise, no. Well, they're talking about The Last of Us. I think they're talking about Last of Us.
I think they are too.
Yeah, part 1 was amazing. Literally perfect game, I would say.
And I think I also recommend everyone that like loves part 1, part 2, you gotta play. You have to. You have to
Yes,
experience it.
yeah.
It's the story, you know. And then, whatever opinions you have about that, okay, fine, that's
Yeah.
valid. But you know,
Yes.
you still gotta play it.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Well, those were the questions. I want to add to them eventually, but like right now, I feel like those are the questions that are like so good and interesting, and like people don't really think about. So if you guys have any recommendations for questions for next time, you too, Drewsky. I don't know, but
Okay,
yeah,
sure.
this is like what I have so far. I feel like it's good. It's like a
It's good. I like it. It's a good send off too.
right.
I want to say big thanks to you for inviting me or even like thinking about me to do this because I like conversating with anyone. Well, not anyone. Sorry, that's a bad way to say it. But like the people that actually are willing to talk things out or like just talk about cool subjects like this. Again, very enlightened. Like I learned a lot from this. Again,
I'm so
Jin.
glad.
Honestly, it really means a lot. Because I know you could probably charge me for like for teaching me this type of stuff. So again, I appreciate it. I appreciate the thought and the enlightenment, which is great.
Oh
And
my
obviously,
God.
welcoming me to your community again. That's very, very kind of you.
They all love you. They love you.
And we set this up so like quickly too.
Yeah.
So I appreciate you. I appreciate you being accommodating of my schedule for sure.
Oh
Because
yeah.
I know that's stuff we don't have to talk about, but I appreciate
But like
you
life
accommodating my
happens,
schedule.
and like I totally
Yes.
get that. So I was just so glad that it was able to happen. It was like last minute, but like we got it together. It was so great.
Yeah. Yes. Thank you for inviting me to
Yes.
after hours. It was fun.
Oh my gosh, plug in your shit again. I don't want to like freeze my
Okay.
whatever. This is me shouting him out, okay? This is not him
Okay.
self-promoting, but no, I want to promote
Self-promo.
him. I want to promote him. That's his shit. Follow him on Twitch. He has a YouTube. Put your YouTube in there. Oh my gosh, put your YouTube in
my
there.
YouTube? I
Yes,
think
yes, do that too.
Okay, let me see. My YouTube is this one.
Yes. And
1 second. Yeah.
Fred Dog.
Thank you. It did. Oh no, maybe only mods can do that. But yeah, that's my Twitch link and then that's my YouTube link. But thank you. Thank you for letting me plug my stuff.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah, I if you guys did not know, my schedule is usually on the weekends. So 2 p.m. Pacific time is when I usually start streaming on Twitch.
a lot
And
of
then-
fun community games like Jackbox.
Yes.
Even like fucking playing marbles with him is like so exciting. Like it's marbles, but I'm like, oh my god, I gotta play, I gotta join.
I try to make it a little bit exciting.
It
'cause I know
is, it is.
Yeah. Sometimes it's dry. So I try to make it a little fun. So
No,
I appreciate
it
you guys
isn't. It
listening
isn't.
to
But
us.
yeah, I so appreciate you
Yeah.
for joining us. Oh my gosh.
Of course.
And we'll definitely catch you next time on your next stream and everything. But
For
we'll let
sure.
you go. I
Me
know you
too.
have to pee. But so we're gonna let Drewsky go, and then I don't know, we'll figure out what we're gonna do after this. But thank you, Drewsky. I
Cool.
love you so much.
Okay, love you too. Thank you so much for
Yay!
this interview. It's very fun. And hopefully we'll do another one in the future, maybe on my end.
Oh, true, yo. You let me know. You let me know. Oh my god.
Yeah. Okay, I'll let you know, and then you have a good night, and
Yes.
you guys have fun for the rest of your night.
Bye.
Bye.
Yo, that was so much fun. Oh my gosh.